was like one of the old school heavy guitars.
Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground. Shit.
Radio Underground, episode 78. Despite what the actual thing is saying right now, 77, because I haven't changed it. It does the automatic. It's 78, so I'll have to change it. Brian will have to fix it in post. He has to fix everything I do any fucking way.
Not everything.
But it's episode 78. Al, Brian, Mike, we're Radio Underground.
Yo.
Hey, what's up?
Yo.
And with regret and sadness, we must report... No, not report, but tell you our feelings about Alex Trebek's death. It's horrible.
Breaking news. Alex Trebek died.
He died. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, like last Sunday.
Yeah, why couldn't he have died Saturday so we could have talked about it?
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, because Connery did. Connery died.
Connery
he died
hooked us
before
up.
the show on Saturday. Like we always hoped to, no,
Yeah,
that's
they need to
that's
die
wrong.
before like 9 o'clock on a Saturday night.
Well, what was kind of crazy was,
And they need to call us, not TMZ or anything.
no.
Us.
I was
Exactly.
I had the TV on, okay, but I wasn't really watching. Like, I hadn't really found a channel yet, and there was like some news program or something. I was like getting ready to put some football on, so there's like a news program, and they were talking about obviously the election.
Yeah,
Sure.
And they broke in. It was like 11 o'clock in the morning, something like that. They broke in and said Alex Trebek had passed away, and I was like,
well, they know what's more important.
right.
Well, it's definitely more important.
Yeah, but like
78.
I was talking to somebody at work about it, and they were like, yeah, it's, I remember, he's a young guy. He's like, oh, I remember my parents watching, my grandparents watching him. I'm like, everybody watched him. I'm like, whether, whether you know anything, you know who he is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I basically put it simply like this. The world is a different place after Sunday because Alex Trebek was just huge. He was, everybody knew him. I don't think you're going to find somebody in this country who doesn't know who he is,
It seems like
multi-generations.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It's we're not getting these like nobody's dying. It's like, oh, this rapper died, or because there's been a lot of rappers that died. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
We're losing icons.
But like even with Sean Connery, a
Hand
lot of
over
people,
foot. It's all the time now.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people
we don't get
knew-
people. You don't get iconic people like Sean Connery and Alex Trebek and that all the time anymore.
No.
That kind of iconery.
Iconery.
Connery.
Sean Iconery.
But I mean,
Why
like,
wasn't he ever called that?
Dude,
See,
a lot of people, know Connery, and know his movies and stuff. But I would. It's safe to say there's probably a lot of young people that don't know his movies. He's been retired. He'd been retired for
like 15 years.
15 plus years.
Yeah.
But
I saw him on Jeopardy on Saturday Night Live all the time.
Yeah, right.
But Alex Trebek, like you're right. He every night at 7:30, he's on.
Dude, I guarantee if you ask like some 13-year-old kid, do you know who Alex Trebek is? They know who he is.
Yeah.
Because somebody in their family has shown them Jeopardy at some point. Or they saw his commercial for whatever,
Your Daily Double.
Yeah, what did he do? Reverse mortgages, or did he do the Colonial Life?
No, Colonial Pen.
Colonial Pen, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That mustache.
So if we can't do anything else to pay tribute, for him, but what we can do going forward for Jeopardy is get the proper host in there.
Absolutely.
And we tried, our video is going to get LeVar Burton put on there.
Probably.
It's going
It's
crazy.
influenced at least 150 people.
Yeah, we've
going
gone crazy
right now.
We're crazy viral. We're going to get 200.
Oh, yeah,
views
definitely
easily.
going to get 200 views.
Yeah.
So the LeVar Burton, 9 likes so far.
9 likes.
1 dislike. I don't know who.
Yeah, probably Phil.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, we might ban you.
Yeah. If I find out who hit dislike on the LeVar Burton Jeopardy video we did. I'm gonna find you.
Yeah.
Permaban.
I'm gonna hunt you down in the streets.
Yeah.
But I think LeVar, and honestly, I can't take all the credit for you made the video, and I posted.
No, it's your idea. It's your idea, 100%.
Well, no. Craig actually posted a petition before I did, and I kind of just said, "Yeah, fuck yeah, that makes more sense."
But Craig doesn't work for the show,
right.
so
well, I feel like I influenced him psychically. Like he picked up my feelings about that subject.
he is family.
Yeah.
So technically, we still, in a roundabout way, came up with this idea.
Well, our mother, when I said something to her about it, she goes, "Well, yeah, Craig. I saw Craig put something up about that. That's a joke?" I'm like, "Well, no. As far as I know, like on Monday or Tuesday, there was already like 15,000 people that signed something.
It's been signed.
Who else backed it? Ben backed it.
Ben,
probably because of Star Trek, but still, that's cool.
Yeah,
well, yeah,
he sees Geordie LaForge. He doesn't see.
Yeah,
Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, it's Reading Rainbow, man, all the way. You know,
No, man,
let's
Roots.
put it this way.
It's obviously Roots.
Well, actually, it is Sweet Baby Kunta Kinte.
Yeah,
you know,
before he grew into
Sweet Baby Kunta Kinte.
Before he morphed into John Amos, who he looks nothing like.
I still can't figure that casting out. It's like we're gonna do this. It's gonna be LeVar Burton as the young one, and then Richard Pryor as the old one. Let's do some different skin tones.
Different skin tones, way different bone structure. John Amos is like fucking huge.
Yeah, LeVar Burton isn't.
Yeah, but LeVar Burton though was an amazing athlete, and I'll tell you why. They did that scene in Roots where they had O.J. Simpson track him down and nab him, right?
Yeah.
He chases him, grabs him in a headlock, and runs off with him. He told O.J. Simpson, who was a world-class running back, a world-class sprinter, actually.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
He told LeVar Burton. LeVar Burton's like, "Well, how fast do you want me to run?" And he's like, "Run as fast as you can. I'll catch you," because he's thinking, "I'm O.J. Simpson.
I'm Juice. I'm the Juice."
LeVar Burton took off.
I always catch my victims.
Nicole and Ron got caught, but he ran out, and O.J. Simpson couldn't catch LeVar Burton.
Wow.
And he like outran O.J. Simpson.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's
LeVar Burton.
impressive.
So LeVar Burton hosted Jeopardy, and the guy that'll win the gold medal for us if we get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 40 years ago.
40 years ago. Now he's in his 60s. It's not going to work.
Yeah. He probably still does a 4.3.
Yeah. He slowed down a little bit in his old age.
Yeah. I'm going to read you a book. And it's a book called O.J. Couldn't Catch Me.
It's the autobiography of Jesse Owens.
Now, children, this was back in the day before O.J. was up on a trial for double homicide.
If he actually committed the murders.
Well,
he would have caught him no matter what.
He didn't.
I mean, I saw some of his tweets and him talking about football and stuff. I mean, obviously that's in between him trying to find the real killers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, and trying to find that damn rental car. He never could find that thing.
Yeah.
So he's running through the airport.
Or the O.J. If I Did Kill Them, that book where he admitted how he did it. Basically,
when he
O.J. We know you killed him.
He wrote the confession because he said, "Fuck you, I already." You can't convict me now, so I'm gonna write the book. If I did it,
then he gets arrested. Like he gets arrested for like kidnapping or something.
Well, stealing all his stuff back. He kidnapped and stole all his Heisman and everything back, all his memorabilia.
What a system we have. When you actually do the right thing, that's when you go to jail. Killed someone in cold blood, you don't.
That was one of the weirdest things I remember. Was the not the OJ trial. That was fucking weird, but. The aftermath when they did the civil trial. He was acquitted on the murder charges.
Yeah.
And then they did a civil trial, and even though he wasn't found guilty of murdering these people,
he had to give him
he still lost the civil trial because he killed them, and he had to give the family money.
Yeah.
Well, see the
how is that you weren't guilty? Why do you owe them anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never understood the civil trials either.
The real trial is where you have to prove anything beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
A civil trial is like basically 50-45.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, technically you just have
you just have to be like
people look at the evidence and then go, yeah, well we would find him.
It's basically a lawsuit.
Yeah.
And you know how lawsuits go, they provide how many people get sued for bullshit and they still get sued and got to pay up?
Yeah.
That's basically what happened.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I got sued for killing people.
That's I mean, like if you really want to, if you're gonna sue, if your company did something wrongdoing, and they tell you, you don't have much of a case when it comes to that wrongdoing, but if you file like enough frivolous, stupid lawsuits to go along with it, something usually sticks.
They'll probably settle.
Yeah, they'll probably settle with something.
I want to sue somebody.
So do I.
I want to do it. I'm tired of being a good person and decent. I just want to sue somebody and get some easy money.
Yeah,
but I want like a decent amount. You know, I want something.
I told you what my sweet spot was, like 2.3 million.
Yeah, right.
Talk about the last week. It's if you get too much, then you got hounds bothering you. But if you get like 2.3 million, then it's enough to where
you could be like, all right,
you don't have enough to give it all away.
No, you'd be like, I paid a big chunk in taxes. I did something a little, maybe gave a little bit to, like some kind of children with cancer, some kind of charity, and then you invest the rest, and you get yourself a nice little interest check every month. You pay taxes out of it, and
pay your mortgage with it, or whatever.
Yeah,
got all kinds of options. Anyways,
I probably wouldn't have a mortgage. I think I'd pay off the house first.
Yeah,
or just sue somebody. People don't work. Forget work. I work all the time, and I'm bored with work.
Yeah, I know.
Tired of it.
Actually, I love my job. My job's easy, and we get good vacation time and stuff, and super lenient, so I can't complain about my job.
My job's not bad. I'm treated pretty well. It's just the nature of the job, really. Like it's young man's work, and I'm still doing it.
I mean,
I think I'm the second youngest in my shop.
If you're like, how long can I'm not a furniture mover, but how long can you be a furniture mover? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
You can only do it so long before it's just like you got to stop.
Yeah, it's like a few years ago when I worked for the bricklayer and I was laboring for him, slinging wheelbarrows of mortar around at 45 years old, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll teach you how to lay brick." I'm like, "This ain't a 45-year-old man's job."
No, you don't want to be.
You don't start training somebody to be a laborer and a bricklayer at 45.
No,
sorry.
No, that's why back in the day the Italians would teach their kids at like 12 how to start laying bricks.
Yeah, it's one of the it's
now laying pipe. I mean,
you can lay pipe.
You can lay pipe all your whole life, really.
It's like the guy that
as long as it works.
The guy, a master plumber.
Yeah,
deep. Bring out the snake.
Yeah, you can snake drains.
Yeah.
It's just going
snake
there.
that drain, bitch.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, so it's just certain jobs at some point it's time to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think that's why all the people in my shop are older, is because there's no really heavy lifting. I think I do the most heavy lifting. It's like 40 pounds. And then there's paperwork and stuff like that. But I think that's why a lot of the old timers stay there forever. We had people in our building. One guy retired just before I got there, and he was like, "Well, it's been 45 years. I'll just retire now."
45. Wow.
I'm not even joking. There's nobody in the building now because everybody's working from home. There's like us, and that's it. But I don't know how many 30 plus people they had in the building at one point. 60 or 70 people that were 30 plus years.
Wow.
It's because it's not difficult work. Tons of vacation time. Like, it's like, oh, you max out at vacation time at 320 hours. I'm like, 320 hours?
That's like 8 weeks.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Oh, that's beautiful.
They cover
I
like
think
so
that's
much.
the way it should be.
Like if I've paid, I don't know how much in insurance. Let's say I've paid $2,000 out to my insurance costs this year. They've paid 5 times that. So I don't pay much in way of my insurance.
That's awesome.
It's like, go.
See, if I owned a business, I'd be that way with it. With like vacation time and stuff, I would make sure that people had ample enough. But but also at the same time, I would say, okay, look, well, I can't have you rolling over 8 weeks every year, and then you got all of a sudden you're like, I'm taking 9 months off.
Yeah.
Well, you stop.
So what you got to do is you go, look, all right, okay, you can't use.
It's
okay,
flat.
You can roll over this much, but really, what I'm going to do is at the end of the year, to make on top, I'm gonna cut you a check for this much of it, but I'm gonna throw an incentive in there because you worked more and you didn't take all your vacation time, stuff like that.
Yeah. You don't realize how workaholic some people are until you like say like Thanksgiving's coming up and you get like the Thursday and Friday, And then we have contractors that come in. Who the hell gets Thursday and Friday off, man?
Yeah.
You should fucking be working. I'm like, no, I shouldn't.
No.
Because
No thanks.
Because look, man, hard work is important. You got to work. You got to contribute. It gives you a sense of purpose and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't live to work. And if you work around workaholics, it makes you want to punch them.
Yep.
And they're like, I've had people like when we were working like, let's say like an 11-hour day or something, and I'm fucking tired. He's like, well, my brother does 14s because they love the overtime and want to just come like, well, your brother is fucking crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
You have a fucking crazy brother that works 14. Thank you. Okay?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
there's people that deep sea dive for a living too.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed. It's crazy to me.
I know guys.
You know what I'm
I know guys that work 14, 15, 16 hours a day, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
No, all the money. So what are you? Do you have a bank full of money? And they all say the same thing. No. Well, then why are you doing it?
And overtime is great if you can get it every once in a while. Yeah. It's really cool, but you shouldn't be living your life off the overtime. You survive. You survive on your 40, and the other one's just the rest of it's just extra. You can't do that shit.
Yeah, I remember like shortly after buying my house, and we had they cut us down to a 32-hour work week, and they said, well, you can use a personal paid time off day each week to get your 40. And me and the ex, I was like, well, do you want to do that right now? She's like, well, no, I don't want you to burn it all up. She's like, how about for every 2-week pay period, just use one and we'll see how it goes. Well, we cut a bunch of fat off the bills, trimmed everything down. And then I didn't even the last 8 weeks, the last 8 weeks that we had to do it, I didn't take any personal days out at all.
Yeah.
And we lived off 32-hour work weeks.
If you could save it, that's great.
And it was just by cutting
That's true, Morgan.
We cut down our phone bill. We were paying outrageous amount of phone bill for our phone bill. Our cable was outrageous. We weren't using what all this stuff. We changed a whole bunch of stuff and we knocked all these bills off. We had like out there, the insurance was really cheap, but we had like zero deductible on everything. So we went to a $500 deductible and cut our insurance in like half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just did all that. And after that was when I said, you know what? I don't need to work all these hours. I'm not going to do that shit anymore.
Not worth it.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. It's not, I've saw interviews with people who lived to be 100 or over. They interviewed all of them.
Yeah.
And they asked them, like, do you have any regrets in life? And virtually all of them, you think it would be like, well, I cheated on my wife in 1942, or you think it would be something real. Virtually all of them, like, I wish I would have worked a little less.
Yeah.
Spent time with my family.
Yep.
All of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like, no, don't be a workaholic. It's not worth it.
It's my boss comes into work at 6:30 in the morning. I'm watching him walk out at 11:30 at night, 10:30 at night.
Insane.
And then last night he was leaving, and I'm like, all right,
you need to be a man and work like that.
And then he tells me, I got to come in here tomorrow for a little while. I'm like, no, you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to. You don't own the company. You don't have to do it. You are a salaried employee. Your salary is not based on 75 hours a week. No. I can guarantee that.
Yeah, that's the worst though, because as much as I complain, I'm hourly. So when I'm working late, I'm making money. But yeah. There's guys there that are salary, and they have to stay until we're gone. Like they can't we have a policy. There has to be like one manager present.
Right.
So this fucking poor guy's sitting there for fucking nothing.
Right.
Well, you know what I mean? Like it was.
But the thing is when you go to a salary position, usually they base it off of more than 40 hours. Mm-hmm. They go, okay, well, your salary is based off of like a 50-hour work week or whatever. So after that, though, I'm not getting paid. Yeah. And there's guys that he acts like he has to do it. Well, I watch guys that are salary there, and they walk right the fuck out that door.
Yeah.
I'm scheduled till 5 o'clock. Bam, 5:01. They're fucking out the door, and that's how you got to be.
Yeah, I'm scheduled till 3:30, and I'm not joking. I'm in my car at 3:30 and 30 seconds.
Yeah,
because you can just clock out using computers. Like clocked out the door in the car.
Yeah,
it's not even 3:31.
Yeah.
It's before 3:31 and I'm in my car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not because I hate the place. It's just like I don't fucking want to be there.
I loved when I had the I loved when I had barcode scanner ID thing. I could just like walk right out the door.
Out the door.
As I'm walking out the door, there was like a thing on the out.
Well, the work, like you said, the workaholic thing. My boss now was one of my bosses at my last job a few years ago.
Right.
And that's how I got this job. Anyways, dude was working. If I was working in a 2-week period because it was busy, I was working 100, 120 hours. He was working 150.
Yeah.
It was insane. He was there all the time. He'd get there at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and he wouldn't leave until like 10 o'clock.
If he'd have pushed harder, you guys would both still be there.
Well, I left. I left for another job, and he ended up leaving for the job he's at now. And he's still salary at this place. He's the only one of us that's salary.
Mm.
But it's like, he's like, yeah, you know, I might have to be here like for 10 hours today. That's a 6-hour improvement for him. He was working 16 hours a day, you know, and he had at the time 1 young kid. Now he's got 3. He's got 3 kids under 4 at 56 years old. But at least he's home for dinner every night.
Damn, he's got it.
Is his wife like 28?
His wife is 39.
Dude,
Yeah, I was gonna say she's
It's a second. It's a second
Does he
wife.
work for Bang Bros?
Wait. So yeah,
Got
so,
the 50
so
old
he
man
basically he got the younger second wife, and she said, "I want a family," and he said, "Okay."
Yeah, because he's got 1 kid who's in their 20s from the first wife.
Yeah,
But it's like, but that's the thing though. I saw him at the other place, and dude was
Old man Jasper's gonna fill you up.
he's a great guy, but he was always miserable because that fucking place. And he
Yeah.
worked his ass off.
Yeah.
And 16 hours is no joke. Probably an understatement some days.
If I had to work 16 hours more than like a fluke thing,
Yeah.
I'd quit.
yeah.
And you,
Like if it was something that was even hinted to be semi-regular,
yeah.
I'm gone.
And he was salary at that point.
You know, like
He was salary.
No.
And they're
Yeah,
like, well, when we're in our leaner months, you know, he would go home in normal time. No, yeah, okay, he's going home after 13 hours. Those months, but completely different guy now. He is so much happier. Like he doesn't even look the same. He like lost weight, got all fit and everything because he's not stressed out all the time.
yeah, if you're not stressed, you can actually work out.
It's like he's like, I got 3 kids under 4, and I'm like less stressed than I was at that job. That's how bad it was.
Oh yeah, there's places that'll do that. I mean, yep.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's a lot of things that stress me out about my place because we're just behind the times on so many things, and what it is they've been making a lot of the same parts for years, and none of the people that made them efficiently ever kept track of everything, and they're not there anymore. So we're all trying to figure it out.
Yeah, that's always the way it
the
is.
best way to do things, and and meet deadlines. Yeah, it's like how? I mean, and on top of it, when they were doing it, the machinery was brand new. Now it's 15, 20 years old.
Morgan, what do you mean it's finally working? What are you talking about?
Wow,
So-
it's finally
Is
working.
my stream not working? But it seems I have no issues on here.
The only thing that stresses me out about my job now is I have to get up in the morning and hurry up and get ready for work. That stresses me out because I don't want to go. Once I'm there, it's fine.
You don't like getting up a little early.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta be there by 7, so it's not too early.
Getting up in the morning,
But you don't like
torture.
getting up at the last possible minute.
Yeah, it always backfires. And secondly, our cafeteria hasn't been open since March, so I can't get biscuits and gravy from the cafeteria. It stresses me out.
That's a
No,
conundrum.
that's horrible. You are on par with a concentration camp victim.
I don't know how to deal with it. Oh, actually, they haven't filled up our vending machines since the last week of March either. So if you want something from the vending machines, the Gatorade machine will fill up, but like the snack machine and the some of the other machines, nope.
Well,
they
like
just
ours
our
are.
snack machine, same thing. They're not.
I got to walk all the way next
Ours
door to
are,
Kroger.
but ours
to get
are,
stuff.
but I already know why.
It's
I know
literally
why
across
ours
the
are.
parking lot.
I know why ours are filled up. It's because my man, the Albanian that works with me,
He owns them.
him and his brother own those.
Alan
He's
actually
like,
works with the guy who runs the vending machine.
He's
Yeah.
like,
his
oh,
building.
he goes, I have a key because I know the guy who owns these. I go, yeah, his name's Nick.
His name's your brother.
And he goes, no, not me. I'm like, no, just your brother or your cousin or one of your relatives that owns it. Yeah.
Yeah, believe me, we're gonna have snacks.
Yeah.
There's gonna be snacks in this.
I'm like, these machines are always full. I'm like, gee, wonder why.
Yeah, it's in the family, man.
Yeah.
Gotta let him do
Which
his
is
thing.
fine. I mean, I don't care, but
Yeah, make
you
the
know.
money.
Yeah, there's a snack girl that delivers to like a couple of our West Side stores. She basically does everybody over there.
She does everybody.
She sounds
I
hot.
wish.
She sounds hot, man.
I'll get to that. She is hot.
Of course.
Anyways, she's someone who, as she's aged, she actually looks better.
Yeah, I like that.
She's like the meat is going in the right spot.
I like that. I like when they start to.
She had a couple kids, and now she's prime breeding machine.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah. Well, I don't
That's
want
what they're
them
for.
I don't want them to breed, but
Yum.
anymore. But,
They're for.
I mean, they can breed before me.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I'll describe her for you. She looks like someone that would never have sex with me. That's
I know.
She sounds hot.
That narrows it down to like very few people.
all a lot. Yeah. To most women.
I did want to give a shout out to my Michigan Wolverines for
why?
for that wonderfully horrible half of a football game that I watched. Although I did not have the volume up and I did have my headphones on, but I noticed the constant scoring from Wisconsin. So they do have a respectable 24-point deficit now, although it's starting the fourth quarter 35-11. But it took them until midway through the third quarter to score.
You guys,
so good.
You guys aren't seeing you can't see the forest of the trees. Really, it's just a plan to make them think they're no good.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the season, they're going to beat Ohio State.
Yeah, right.
You know what? That wouldn't shock me.
They're saving themselves. Like, I don't care what we do. Don't hurt yourself. Play half speed. We got to beat Ohio State.
I'm not gonna lie.
That would save his job.
I'm not gonna lie. If they lost most of their games up until then, and then beat the shit out of Ohio State, I'd be like, bring them back next year. Yeah, whatever.
I mean, they're gonna bring.
They're gonna bring him back anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'll take it. Because when was the last time we won against Ohio State?
8 years?
8 years?
9 years?
Wasn't John Navarre the quarterback or something?
I thought it was 2011.
I don't.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Did we beat a Jim Tressel team?
Well, no, we beat whoever replaced him because he was.
We won during that suspension?
Yeah.
I didn't realize we won during that suspension. Okay, so maybe it has been 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
I thought it was more like 15.
We grew up in an era where Michigan always won that, or won 70% of the time.
Well, where it was it was a battle, but it was one that we prevailed.
Basically,
usually.
in a decade, we'd win 6 or 7 of the games.
Right.
Then it turned horribly wrong,
2011.
and it's been bad ever since.
Denard Robinson had 5 touchdowns that day.
Yes. That's right.
So
Yeah.
So technically, it's still a rivalry because of 2011.
I guess so.
Or it's kind of like the Lion Wildebeest rivalry.
Oh, here's a question that
You
was
get
posed.
fed on.
I listened to sports talk. Somebody was talking about on Lions chat
No.
that if they let everybody go this year, which they should, do you make a run at what's his name from not Harbaugh from Ohio State?
Ryan Day?
Yeah.
No. I can't have somebody with the same name as one of my relatives be the coach.
It's true. That's true.
Can you imagine how into it Ryan would be if Ryan Day was
okay? But he did coach the Buckeyes, so I mean, I'd have a really difficult time. But
honestly,
I'm just gonna
as long as
say
they
it. Doesn't it look like he slightly has Down syndrome?
Yeah.
I've never seen him.
I don't think. I've never really paid attention to him. I just remember the irony because he has the same name as our cousin.
Yeah.
And our cousin is a Michigan grad.
Giant Michigan fan.
Yeah.
Giant Michigan fan.
Yeah, Ryan is probably. That's what I'm saying. He's probably the biggest Michigan fan I know.
Yeah,
and then
I would say so.
His namesake was the coach.
Yeah.
You imagine that?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
Especially his profile pic. He looks like he's got something messed up.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. He's kind of like Down syndrome.
Why is his one eyebrow so much shorter? It's like his eyebrow stops right here, like halfway through his eye. It's really stupid looking.
I think they need to give Rich Rod another try. Call him back.
It's a good idea. Just do it.
Rich Rod.
Do it. Well, he was the coach.
He was
the last coach to beat Ohio State.
Yeah, right.
Because after him was
Brady Hoke, the hoaxster.
The hoaxster.
All you little hokomaniacs.
Yeah. Looks like Chris Christie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much like Chris Christie.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
He went to. Didn't Rich Rod go to Arizona?
he did. Now I think he's just doing.
He's not in Arizona. He's he got fired there too because he
did.
I think there was some kind of scandal there. I think he violated some NCAA rules there too.
Oh, they all do.
Yeah,
but he did. He violated some rules here, and Michigan had never been in trouble for any kind of rules violations.
Speaking of violation,
for football.
Speaking of violating, what happened to Sandusky? Is he all right? Did someone kill him in prison?
I don't.
No,
don't know.
No, he's still.
It'd be so awesome if someone would kill him in prison.
Rich Rod got sexual harassment allegations.
That's what I thought. Something happened there, right?
Yeah, I think he was trying to
Phil,
force
I
himself.
don't want to hear about your Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A tonight.
No. How's that snow?
How's your feet of snow? You have snow and we don't. How about that?
Well, it looked like it was coming, but
I heard that in Murray, Utah, like the hospital is like there's like they're full with COVID cases right now. That's where our cousin lives, Murray.
Snow.
Yeah,
and then on top of it, it snowed like crazy.
Well, he showed a picture, and you can see the mountains in the background. You can see the snow in the mountains.
Oh, that's
but the clouds were coming. This way over the sun.
I saw snow on those mountains in like August before.
There was a Chick-fil-A in
Somerset
near Bucyrus, Ohio, when I was down there yesterday delivering.
Yeah,
there's one.
And it was just about not packed enough where I could have went in and got it. But guess what I did Friday? I left my fucking wallet.
Oh God!
In my car back in Detroit, 3.5 hours away. So I called my boss in case I got to tell you, go out. I know where it is. It's in my big coat. Said, go out there, take me a picture of my license in case I get pulled over down here. And then I didn't eat all day. And then I thought about it. I'm like, I could have got the Chick-fil-A app. Just sat there and downloaded it. And then ordered it with Apple Pay and then got a Chick-fil-A. Yep. So I missed out on Chick-fil-A again.
Chick-fil-A with
What's
Apple Pay.
Apple Pay?
It's like
you pay with my credit card's attached to my phone. So
that sounds horribly bad to do.
No, well, Apple's actually pretty secure.
Okay.
Yeah.
They'll never get me.
Okay.
No one can hack me. I'm unhackable.
Because I was told that Lyft and Uber were, and then they got hacked a few years ago, and I had that Walmart credit card that I had my set up through Uber and Lyft when my Jeep was broke down a few years ago when I was living in Hamtown.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got they got hacked, and they never proved which one, and Walmart wouldn't cover it. They said they'd cover like so much of, if your card was, hacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't, and either Lyft or Uber, whoever hacked them got like $186 out of my damn account.
Motherfuckers.
I wish Paige.
That's why I've never used Uber or Lyft since then.
I was thinking about something. I'm not trying to change the subject too quick, but Paige, I think, was across the street doing some sort of work, and I don't know that he's ever been here and knows I live here, but I'm pretty sure it was Paige.
Yeah.
So Paige, were you? Well, I can't say my street name. You were on my street in a black truck, I think, today, Paige.
No, that was the FBI.
It has a yeah. that was 15 years ago when
the FCC was outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, the FCC. Oh, yeah. His name was Jim Bridgewater.
That
was his name. I played dumb. What do you mean I can't?
You're not allowed to?
Oh, okay. I guess I'll stop.
Yeah. But remember, I was out smoking. I was like, dude, what's up with these vehicles? And then it was then you got some kind of letter in the mail or something.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, actually, he never confronted anyone that lived here or anything. He just left a letter, and I just stopped.
Yeah.
I went on for about a few months later. But by then, we were. Yeah. It was kind of like now. No one listened.
Yeah.
Same thing, just back then.
Yeah, the government doesn't really accost you or anything. They just send you a strongly worded letter.
I think now that they would be that you could probably get away with pirating FM because no one listens to FM anymore.
No.
They probably pay you to go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, remember when we said we'd fine you? We're gonna give you money to bring Radio Underground back.
All right, go. We'll do it.
Be on FM.
Yeah, it'd be like, yeah, you're getting a lot of listeners. We're gonna give you a contract.
Yeah. Well, that
$40 a week.
Yeah.
We were super busy that one summer.
Yeah.
We had tons of calls, tons of requests, everything. It was like we mattered. Now we don't. Now the entire world can watch us and they don't care.
Well, because when we started off and we were helping with Dungeon Radio.
Yeah.
And Dr. B. And were you there when? I think we've talked about this before. Where they
I think we need to tell the story
about the girl.
Yeah.
She was a big fan. She wanted to meet everybody.
Was she big?
Okay.
Or just
she's
folks, to set the stage, we were a pirate radio station. We worked for another pirate radio station.
Yeah.
A lot of guys from were involved with it, from the Green Party. There was a bunch of weird group of folks, and some of them were awesome. So, like Tom is still my friend, and there's some great people, but there was some craziness, and this is something that happened. So
we were doing the show, and this was after Dr. B had moved locales. He wasn't at his place. He was living somewhere else and doing it from there.
That's the owner of Dungeon Radio.
In a super secret location.
Super secret location. Only everybody knew where it was.
Right.
And
except the Nazis.
Well, no, they might have known too.
Oh.
No, I knew about it.
Everybody knew. Took me a second. But and there was this girl who would always call and request stuff, and they start talking, and they're like, well, she really wants to go over and see the studio and stuff. So, well, it was bad because the girl wasn't of age either. She was like underage, by a year.
Oh,
she was like 17.
Oh,
but that's the thing, though. I was like,
this was one of the things I was glad I wasn't there.
I was in my early 20s, so Dr. B would have been in like 30.
He would have been 30,
like 30, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna bring her."
Because he's about my age, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's slightly older than you.
Yeah,
but it's like we don't want her to know where we're at, so what we're gonna do is pick her up, and then blindfold her. And then bring her over here, and that way I'm like, all right, that's an idea. I will see you later.
So when they did this, and Brian told me the story, I said, so grown men went to a teenage girl's house, blindfolded her, and took her to a
basement, a basement,
at a pirate radio station.
I would have you shouldn't have an underage kid you don't know in your house anyway. But if you're going to do it, you might as well be like, yeah, just come over. Here's my address. Because at that point, you've already...
Full disclosure, transparency.
Yeah, that Rubicon's crossed. You know what I mean? Like, you might as well just, like...
Blindfold.
No, but that's the thing. They're like...
And when they were telling me it made sense. I'm like, you did that? And they're like, yeah, because we didn't... I'm like, that's a really stupid thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I didn't even want to be there, because what if I get implicated in this?
Like, we'll pick her up in your van that has no windows.
Yeah.
It just gets better.
Did you guys give her
it.
candy that tasted like medicine, too?
But technically, I mean, yes, 17,
you want some wine coolers, girl?
Kind of
we gave her some Bartles and James wine coolers.
When you first said underage, I'm thinking she was going to be like 14 or something.
No.
Well, then I went there, and I didn't know who she was. And then there was another girl there, a cute girl. And I'm sitting there, and the girl walks over next to me, and she goes, I listen to you all the time, and sits on my lap.
Yeah.
And I go, whoa. I'm like, hold on. And I forgot, someone told me that girl was actually like my age. She just looked young.
Oh.
She was like 22 or 20, but she sat on my lap, like, I think playfully, but I was like, nope.
No.
And anyway,
it was an awkward situation.
but it was a different girl.
It was awkward.
Phil says I don't see the problem here.
There was a big problem.
There's a big problem.
Not with the one girl that sat on my lap, the other one that they blindfolded.
But really,
and this is 20 years ago.
Yeah.
This is before you heard about sex trafficking rings every single day of your life.
But
yeah,
I mean, like the fact that girl was 17, yeah, you could have just said, yeah, here's the address, come over and check out the studio.
Then
there really would not have probably been an issue at all.
Then one time me and Brad went to a party. They're like, come to a party with us. And we got drunk enough where it made sense to go. And we go there, and the dude, it was two dudes and their wives. Not girlfriends, wives. Mm-hmm. And they were totally
I like where this is going.
They were totally like hitting on us. I was like, Brad, we got to go. And he's like, I don't think he got what was going on.
Yeah.
I think they were into the deal.
Yeah.
Like, we got to go. I think They're into something that we're probably
Kip
not.
Winger would be okay with it.
Because she was 17.
She's only 17. Yeah.
Daddy said she's too young, but she's old enough for me.
He never touched that bass.
But yeah,
Spun around with it.
the blindfold 17-year-old girl. That I was so. I've never been so glad to miss something in my life.
Yeah, you missed out, man.
Kip Winger's bass was basically his lady
Yeah.
that he could dance around with.
It was the least used instrument in any video ever.
All he had to do was spin kicks and shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into the Kip Winger thing right now.
Right.
But we all know what Kip was into.
Yeah, Tai Chi and shit, yoga. I forgot what I was going to say now. It was something about underage girls.
Yeah. Something that's unacceptable to prisoners was tape, but 80s rockers have advocated it. So it's
Well, yeah. What's the other Kiss? Christine, 16.
Yeah.
just keeps getting younger with these songs.
Could be like Steven Tyler and get guardianship of girlfriend.
Yeah, they're. I just remember that skit Gavin McGinnis did. He goes, "Yeah, your favorite rockers were pedophiles. Here she goes. She's an old maid here. She's probably like 15. There's pictures of like a 15-year-old girl hanging out with Led Zeppelin.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like so bad.
Yeah, people were just okay with it. But back then, in those days,
But they were British, though.
They were
It's different
British.
over there.
people
right?
were back in their day, people got married at like 12, 13 years old. It was like feudal England.
Feudal.
Yeah,
This,
I mean,
you know,
Like feudal England at the Coliseum in L.A.
in like 1970. That's what was happening.
But yeah, like my mom had a friend who lived down the street from us when we lived in Detroit. That first time she was married, she was 13 years old. She was from Kentucky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Morgan.
Kentucky. Yeah, they got married very young down there.
Yeah.
Morgan.
Morgan did it.
Morgan wasn't her name.
No.
Oh, you know about Morgan because he's from.
Yeah, she was like 13 the first time she got married.
Yeah, that's right.
Like had her first kid like at like 15 years old or some shit.
Yeah, getting up there, you gotta, tie yourself down.
Yeah.
13 years old, you're getting up there in age.
Yeah, if they don't start breeding, they're going to get too old. Those ovaries are going to dry out.
Yep.
Got to get them on there.
And that's what life is about, procreation. You got to get it done.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Breeding machine.
see, like us three here, we grew up in a time where they had age restrictions on when they changed all that stuff. There wasn't none of that shit back then.
No.
100 and something years ago, it probably wasn't.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
mid 1800s. I bet you there wasn't.
Oh, on
Guys
the
married,
ages? Yeah.
Guys married probably 14, 15, 16-year-old girls all the time.
Yeah.
Well, see, there were a lot of young girls getting married even in the 70s and stuff, but typically their husbands were also very young too.
Right.
Just
right.
young
Yeah.
people, period.
Yeah.
But the issue comes in when the guy's like 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when it like Loretta Lynn.
She was promised to me.
Who was the one that was real creepy? Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis with his cousin.
Cousin.
She was 13.
She was 13 and his cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was weird.
They were
Winona Ryder played her.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. And he divorced her soon after because he thought she was lying. I saw the movie. She knew what she was doing in bed. He could tell.
Yeah, he got mad. He goes, "You don't move like no virgin." That's exactly the exact line.
That's from the movie.
You don't move like no virgin.
He got
Yeah.
mad and kicked her out.
Yeah, they weren't together much longer after that.
All right.
It's like he had his dessert and he's like, that's
All right,
it.
college football.
No more college football. I don't like talking about college football.
No, not with Michigan doing what they're doing.
Well, yeah. We were talking about LeVar Burton earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've mentioned this in previous weeks, but I've been watching Star Trek a lot lately.
Yeah, you told me you stayed up till 6 a.m.
The original.
It was only 5 a.m. Oh, no, I got to the Next Generation.
Oh, okay, that's
now.
not so bad.
You said the original.
I finished that and got into Next Generation, which I don't know if you guys agree with this, but Next Generation is better quality than the original series. Special effects are better. It's weird. I don't know how they did so much more in 30 years.
30 years
or 20 years later. So anyways, and I never ever thought about this. The captain, if you're not familiar with Star Trek, his name is Captain Jean-Luc Picard, played by Patrick Stewart.
Captain.
Okay. And I never thought about it. I knew he was. I've seen some of the episodes. I know he's a French dude. It's a French character played by a British man.
Yes.
But I never really thought about that way. I'm thinking, yeah, he's French, but everybody's so universal now on Earth. It's just one big, huge society. There's no separate societies on Earth. It's like everybody, you're not there for material means anymore. It's just one big, huge utopia. So he might be French, but it doesn't mean that he's necessarily like French, like you're thinking like fucking Napoleon and shit speaking, you know. But I was watching one episode.
Like Alex Trebek kind of French.
Yeah, you know, not real French, just Quebecois or something.
Yeah.
French Canadian.
But I'm watching it, and he did like a eulogy for one of the people on the ship that died, and he said, "Au revoir, Natasha Yar." It's like, wait, that didn't even sound French.
Au revoir.
It's like I can't do his voice, okay, but he did a really deep voice and really British. There was no French accent on all.
She died on the show?
The first season.
I didn't realize
She wanted to leave the show, and they're like, "All right, well, we're
That's the
gonna
one
find
that
a
was
really
in Pet Cemetery, right?
yeah, Denise Crosby,
Yeah.
Bing Crosby's granddaughter,
Yeah. I didn't know she was gone after the first season.
like 20th episode. She's dead.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
It's like, okay, you know what?
That's
I know
like-
he's French, but man,
That'd be
make
like,
him speak some French. Don't have him just say French words in a British accent.
that'd be like him saying like hors d'oeuvres and going whores, divorce.
Whores, divorce.
They're the one that cracked me.
You're King Dork, Phil.
Brian is King Dork.
No, I'm not.
Hey, you're a
Possibly
king, man.
true.
It
You're
might
a
be true.
king.
Hey, I'm like, I don't live for Star Trek. I'm not like a Trekkie or anything. I just,
If you start going to the conventions, you're off the show.
I would not do that.
You're banned.
I would not go to the conventions because they canceled them this year because of the pandemic.
I'll give you the Blue Yeti. You can start your own show. You
Was,
just hit,
What's that score? Oh, 48-11.
Yeah,
Cool.
Wisconsin just scored twice again in about 6 minutes of football time.
Hockey sucks.
yeah. Oh, ooh.
Hockey's the worst. It's the worst of the main four
I tend
sports.
to agree.
Of the four major sports, hockey's the worst.
So I always said that.
I'm sorry, Phil. I don't mean that. I think hockey's
I'm
awesome.
not going to say that.
I'm sorry.
So-
I take that back.
I think I'm one of the few white men in the Detroit area that doesn't know anything about hockey. There's probably like 4 of us.
I had to get used to it with my in-laws and stuff because they're such big hockey fans
Yeah.
that I had to learn a lot. And I'd rather watch that than fucking basketball.
I asked the Canadian guys in my Slack group what the hell, and Phil, like, what is the blue line thing? What is that?
What's icing?
How do you truly be offside?
How do you determine icing?
Icing was the hardest thing to
How do you
learn.
determine it?
Yeah, I didn't know what offsides, like how that was
Yeah.
in hockey.
But it took me some getting used to, but you know,
Yeah.
I played some NHL 17, 18, learned some of the stuff.
I watched the Clint Malchuk fucking.
We just
Boy.
talked about that work the other day.
That's so bad.
Yep. Whereas
That's the
Broke
worst
that
sporting injury you'll ever see.
that's the worst.
What is it?
Clint Millard, Chuck.
Malchuk, I think he just says
Yeah.
Malchuk.
Where is he the goalie?
He was a goalie. Yeah.
And somebody slipped. And the
Oh,
blade
yeah,
cut
yeah,
his
yeah,
throat.
yeah.
And they said that because it was a home game, so that means the trainer was right there at the tunnel.
Yeah.
If they would have been an away game and he would have to run across the ice,
Oh, yeah.
he probably wouldn't have made it. That's
Yeah,
how
right.
bad it was.
Yeah.
That's some
Yeah,
messed
I
up
rem-
stuff.
Remember when Eiserman got the skate in the face?
Yeah.
Cut his eye?
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit, hockey's dangerous, man.
Yeah, it's.
Oh,
I remember that kid.
I
remember they
mean-
did someone slap shot it in the crowd and it hit a kid in the head and killed him.
yeah.
Wasn't that Sergei Fedorov?
I don't know, but the kid he's crying as the dad was bringing him out of there, and the fucking kid died. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's out of all
We're
when
being
it
really uplifting tonight.
when it comes to playoffs. When it comes to the playoffs, hockey is the most intense of them all.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like nonstop. I remember showing Rachel.
It's playoff
I remember
hockey.
showing Rachel playoff hockey. It was the Penguins against the Wings, and she's watching. And the first thing after the first game of playoff hockey that she watched with me, she said, "Now I know why dudes have heart attacks watching sporting events." Right there.
yeah,
I'm like, yeah. She goes, because I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I'm like, yeah, because they're just bringing in more lines of people and just and skate as fast. I mean, it's like intense. It's
You got to change them up. I learned that
Change
from
'em, yeah.
Mighty Ducks too. When the teacher because Gordon Bombay didn't make it in time. The teacher.
Next is women's beach volleyball. I would, yeah.
Yeah, but
Hey, Chris, I got to ask you something. Does Paige drive a black truck for work? Black pickup truck. I won't say that it had a decal on the side I couldn't read. I think he was on my street today. Black pickup truck with some sort of symbol on this. And you don't have to say the name of the company.
you don't have to. No, you can just say, yeah, that's probably.
But I
him.
think it was Paige because I don't think he knows where I live. But I saw him across the street. I don't know very many 6'6" people that look like Paige.
No, there's not many.
So
There's not many. I forgot what I was saying about hockey, but it doesn't matter now.
Sorry, Brian. I was just
No, it's fine. It wasn't a big deal.
I'm
But I
trying to
remember
solve the Paige mystery.
mystery of the page.
Stanley Cup is the hardest championship to win.
It's very hard. It
Yeah.
is.
It is.
Oh, because I learned about changing up the lines from Mighty Ducks 2,
Yeah.
where they're playing in the junior Goodwill games or whatever the fuck they're playing in, and the teacher's there because Gordon Bombay didn't make it in time, and she's like, I don't know what to do, and Charlie's like, just say change it up and it'll change the lines, and she's like, change it up, and they changed,
Yeah.
and that was it. That's how I learned about what
That was
what that
D2.
was.
And then
It was
the,
D2, the Mighty Ducks.
And then the fat kid started doing math.
Yes.
You got that weight off.
And then the guy who was the biggest on the team, people started catching up to him in size.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's like Fulton Reed's so big, but they like other people walk up next to him. You could tell they're like ducking a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, Fulton Reed.
Yeah.
But except for the Icelandic kids, they were way bigger than Fulton Reed.
Yeah, they're huge.
They were huge.
Yeah, well, Nords are big.
Good
They're
movie.
big folks.
Classic movie. Phil, what do you think of the Mighty Ducks film franchise?
I like D2 more than 1.
D2 is more entertaining.
D3 was
D3 was a movie. D2 was better. It was more fun because they did some more
Yeah,
stuff.
there's just so many of those part 3s. They're really never fun.
it's like Tremors was good, but I'm telling you, I like Tremors 2.
Tremors 2 was good.
Yeah.
And then Tremors 3 wasn't. It was so bad.
Tremors 3
It's
was
just that
Got the
luck
ass
of the
blasters.
3s, man. It's the luck of the 3s.
I'm telling you, Tremors 1 and 2 are fine films. Really fine films. Part 7's out. Have you seen it yet?
no.
I've not seen it either. I was
Fred
gonna watch
Ward still in it.
it. No, he left after the second one. It's been Michael Gross the whole entire time, though.
Oh, he's still doing them.
Still
yeah.
doing them.
What about Reba?
No, she was only in that first one. Then they got divorced.
Oh, they got divorced. She didn't get eaten by.
No, just got divorced. No, Kevin Bacon. But I don't think Jamie Kennedy's in this one, but he was in like the previous 3.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was. I thought he was like.
He plays
Right.
Bert's illegitimate son that he didn't know about.
I thought he was like retired or something.
Jamie Kennedy had a better prank show than Punked by a long shot, and it didn't
the
take
Jamie
off.
Kennedy experiment.
X, it was called Xed. Yeah, Jamie
Yeah.
Kennedy experience, and it was called
Yeah.
Xed.
Yeah.
His pranks
It was
were
so great.
light years better than anything on Punked,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and Jamie Kennedy got no fucking
No,
nothing.
because it was on like the CW
It was on, like,
or
the
some
C-
shit.
yeah,
I'm
the
like,
WB at that
Yeah,
point.
WB. And it sucked because that was awesome.
You're wrong. They're
Somebody
not terrible
just-
hockey movies.
What did he put up there?
Chris sent me something, but I got to disable the.
Uh-oh.
Was it who you thought it was?
No, it's not that. It's I got to.
You don't want the world seeing your messages.
Well, my Apple. Let me just remove
Yeah, he
this from
put
doc.
something.
Quit.
That was a private message.
I'm trying to just. Come on. No, don't do that. No.
But
There was a lot of violence today.
Yeah.
Options.
But yeah,
quit.
Phil,
There we go. There now you can send me text.
Well, Phil, if you think I don't think they're terrible hockey movies. I think they're great hockey movies. But
Wait, did he say that?
he said they're terrible hockey movies. Talking
Where
about
does he say that?
The hotbed of ice. It's further down. The hotbed of Iceland. They play hockey in Iceland.
Yeah.
But he's right about Trinidad and Tobago. But that's what those Junior Goodwill Olympic Pan Am games are about. Is people playing new sports, right? Just like when you can't do the sprinting, you do bobsledding.
Yeah,
That's the way it works.
Some people say, they can't believe.
What's your favorite hockey movie ever, Phil? What's the best hockey movie ever?
Probably like Youngblood.
I knew he's going to say Youngblood, isn't he?
Youngblood.
He's going to say Youngblood. No, but seriously, what is the best hockey movie ever, Phil? Is it Mystery Alaska? Probably not.
Iceland was never part of any world tournament because
World Junior Tourney.
Yeah, well,
Because-
that's
no,
because
they're
they
all part
banned
of
them
the
because
senior
they were sick of them
tourneys.
winning everything. They banned them.
they didn't let them
Mystery
in.
Alaska.
Mystery Alaska.
They didn't let Iceland in because they kicked out the bankers.
I honestly didn't know
Okay.
that it was about hockey.
Yeah, it's about hockey.
I never saw it.
Oh, that's a Russell Crowe film.
I knew that. I knew it was, and that's probably why I've never seen it, because I've never been Russell Crowe. And
Here is the funny thing about that movie. If you watch the trailer for that movie, they make it seem like, oh, that looks like it's going to be funny, and it's like an adult Mighty Ducks type thing. They're putting this ragtag team of people together, and this is going to be funny and uplifting and stuff. It's a drama, and it's serious. It is not as funny as you think it's going to be.
I don't know that I've ever seen.
Good movie though.
I've never really seen. I don't think that I've ever seen a Russell Crowe movie, and I've not heard any of his music other than when I saw.
Never
him.
seen Gladiator?
Nope.
What?
I've only seen him on. I've only seen him on South Park on the Russell Crowe show.
Yeah.
When he sings and when he does the show. beating
Gladiator's a
people up.
fine film.
Russell Crowe randomly attacks people.
Yeah, he gets a bad rap. It's been quite a long time since he did that.
No, but the one recently where he's like with the chick he was in that other movie with.
I saw he got cut off and
Connolly.
started chasing some woman around.
Yeah, Jennifer
Yeah.
Connolly. Yeah, that looked kind of good.
No,
that actually kind of looked good.
Wait, Unhinged?
It was a movie that just came out.
Jennifer Connelly ain't in that.
Jennifer Connelly cuts him off.
No,
That's not her?
No.
Who is
No.
it?
not Jennifer Connelly.
Her name is not Jenny Connolly.
Believe me, trust me. I know every inch of
swear, I
Jennifer
thought
Connelly.
thought it was her.
Every single inch of her. That's not her.
Well, okay.
But anyways, that movie makes sense to me. Unhinged. You
No,
cut
that's
me
me-
off.
that's me
and
every
then you
day.
talk shit. That's it. You're dead.
Talk shit, get your face
Oh,
bit.
okay.
There ain't
It's
no
not. It's
mystery in
some other-
Alaska.
It's
me
some
killing
other
you.
skinny white chick with dark hair.
What's her name?
I don't know. Karen something.
Okay, it's not.
Pistorius.
Oh yeah, I did see that because I thought she was related to Oscar Pistorius, the
I
Blade Runner guy.
I just
The guy
saw.
who runs with
Oh
fake
no,
legs.
no, the one that killed his girlfriend.
Allegedly. I know he did. He convicted.
Yeah, he killed her.
Mystery Alaska is a good hockey movie. Phil, what's another good hockey movie? Or should we call him and ask him this stuff? Or can he call us?
You
What
know.
was it? You sent me.
Did I send you something?
No. What's the weird guy at the doctor office?
Oh.
The week at Bernie's.
We're gonna get back. We're gonna get back to hockey movies, Phil. Don't you worry. So Tuesday, I was supposed to take you to work,
Right.
and I called.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And Dad was
Home.
home, so I'm like, just take him. I'm gonna drive Danielle to the doctor because
Just in
her leg,
case-
her
just
leg
in
was
case,
swollen.
I
up.
have to go to my mom's for a non-emergency. Dale's there. She wants to go to bed.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So-
So we'll just finish our conversation.
So I was like, Dad, take Alan. I'll
Yeah.
get him tomorrow. Whatever.
Yeah.
That literally, I didn't drive you to work at all this week. I
No,
was supposed
no.
to drive you
for,
like 3
for,
different days.
for everybody who doesn't know, all of our millions of listeners and viewers, I do not drive.
Not yet.
The state of Michigan decided I should take a break
Yes.
and haven't decided when they're going to let me
No.
go back to it.
It's probably next year.
Maybe.
But anyway, so that day I didn't drive you to work. I was like, all right. So I decided to drive her to the doctor because her leg is swollen up and it's down into her ankle and she can barely flex her ankle and stuff.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I'll take her. And I take her up to our doctor's office, which is near the college up by Hall Road. So we're already 7, 8, 9 miles from home. And I can't go into the doctor because
COVID.
what the fuck was that? Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's one of them cats.
It sounded like the toilet just lifted up and closed itself.
I think
Toilet
the cat,
seat.
I think the cat does that.
Does a cat go to the bathroom on the toilet?
Maybe.
Hey, Mike, does your cat go to the bathroom on the toilet?
On the toilet? No.
Okay, because it just sounded like your toilet seat lifted up and then went back down.
Like your cat opened it.
Sometimes they drink out of it like a dog.
Okay, maybe that's what it was. But I'm like, or it's a ghost. Ghost piss. It's ghost piss.
It's Ghost.
Ghost piss. That's a new movie.
Ghost Pisser.
It's gonna happen. So I took her to a doctor because her leg's all swollen up and stuff. She can't. It's her right. It's her right leg,
And you can't go in.
and I can't go in because COVID. Only the person can go in.
Right.
So I sat in the parking lot for going on an hour and a half. Watched some Star Trek Next Generation. No, he's not gonna make fun of that one. And finally, Doc's like, "Well, we got to send you in for an ultrasound. We got to check out if this is cellulitis of your leg or if you have a blood clot. If you have a blood clot, you're staying at the hospital. You're not going home. Either way, he's like, okay, so take her to the hospital because no one else would get her in for an ultrasound. They're like, well, we can get her in the next day at 3:00. He's like, you don't understand. Stat means stat right now because I don't know what's going on. If it's a blood clot, it could go to her heart and kill her.
He's like, damn it, I'm not a doctor on TV. I'm an actual doctor. Stat.
He looks like Conor McGregor, too. It's kind of funny. But he's like, just take her. And so I took her to the new hospital over on right down the street from Dad's old work on 23 Mile.
Oh, okay. There's a new hospital over there. Okay.
Yeah. It's the same company I work for.
Right.
It's their newest hospital.
Gotcha.
But so I go there and same thing. You can't go in. So I'm sitting out there in the parking lot for a while, and I park in a spot. There's like 3 or 4 handicap spots. One spot that's like 15-minute pickup for your scripts. If you're only going to be in and out and get your scripts, you can park there. And then me. And it's dark at this point because it's like 6:00. I'm sitting there watching Star Trek, and I see this car, this Equinox, pulling around real slow, being all creepy and stuff, going to different places. And finally, they come around, and they come creeping down the lane I'm in, as slow as can be, and then pull as slowly as they can into the spot next to me and just sit there. And I'm like, what the fuck? And there's no other cars in this part of the parking lot. They literally had their choice of 70 different spots they could have picked at this point.
Right.
They picked the one right next to me. Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Sat there for a minute, and then he pulled up a little bit more because he was back from the curb. Pulled up a little bit more. Kept on pulling up to the point where I thought he was going to go over this little median onto the grass. And I don't know what they're doing. I'm not looking over there because I'm thinking, oh, this is a creep.
He's going to pull his dong out and
This
start
guy
playing with it.
this person has their dong. This guy is stroking their
that's
dick.
exactly what I'm thinking right now.
They're
is this
stroking their
dude's
dick in the
pulling his
car.
dong out.
That would have been my assumption too, Al.
That's exactly what I thought too. I'm like, so I'm not going to look over. They sat there for a few minutes. Then they slowly backed up. The slowest backing up I've ever seen in my entire life. Backed up and then started going down the lane. Got 6 spots away. Stopped. Backed up real slow and backed into the spot next to me really slowly.
Man, they are really wanting you to see their dong.
And then backed up a little bit more.
All about it.
Same thing. Almost went over the curb.
Like, look at me.
Sat there for a few minutes. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just going to focus on Picard and Riker here.
Yeah.
Picard.
Yeah.
Just watch the show. They sat there for a few
Number
minutes.
one.
And then they took off from the spot, went back to the original direction they came from, went around. There's a circular driveway in front of the building. They went over, and they didn't pull into the circular driveway. They pulled up, like, they parked in front of the sidewalk before the circular parking lot. Like, I'm just going to park here and make a new parking spot for myself. Okay? Sat there for a few minutes, then waited, and then backed up, and then went over the sidewalk a little bit into the circular driveway, came back around, and then went back around into the circular driveway again. So they did like twice in the circular driveway. And then they stopped at the end of it, and then they shot down the double driveway down to 23 Mile, like 40 miles an hour. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Never saw them again. I have no idea what's going on.
They were filming them public fucking jerk off fucking videos.
Hey, baby, look at this.
Trying to get somebody to
Can you
look,
give me directions? With your dick in your hand?
Yeah.
Just something was up.
Those videos
man.
are real.
Yeah.
Those are so real.
They're not staged in
Nothing.
any
No,
way.
oh no! You just get random girls walking down the street going, "Oh yeah, I want to watch. Oh, can I put my hand on it?
Look how big it is.
Yeah. Oh
It happens
wow!
all the time.
Wow. Yeah.
But that's
I
the
mean,
first. When that guy pulled up next to me, I'm thinking, yeah, there's masturbation happening right there in that car.
Yeah.
There was not, I don't think.
No.
There's just somebody, I don't know what the hell the issue was, but it was like 10 minutes of this shit. And then all of a sudden they just shot like a bat out of hell down the driveway.
That's
it was weird.
So
Either way, it wasn't a blood clot, it's cellulitis. Her swelling's gone down.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
and
You don't want the clots ever.
You sent
No.
me something about weekend at Bernie's. I didn't even notice that you had.
So
that on
I had a proud parent moment, and I think it's because of Craig. Craig influences a lot of stuff that he doesn't know he does. So I saw Craig and Amanda, his wife, briefly on Halloween,
Right.
and Elizabeth was with me, and we were talking a little bit, and they had just done their COVID test because they had a scare from one of her coworkers. And
Right,
stuff.
right.
Do you know how long they stood in line for their COVID test?
It was like 6 hours or something.
6 hours.
Right?
It was a rapid test, though. That's why.
Yeah, real rapid.
Yeah, well, the test itself is rapid. The giving of the test is not. So they stood in line for 6 hours, and they got.
I'd rather do the 3 day, but get in and out.
Yeah,
right.
That's what,
Right.
To me, if you,
I'll just stay home for 3 days. Fuck it.
well, and the rapid test is only like 45% accurate too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
but either way, they did that, and we're standing there, and he brought up the movie Weekend at Bernie's, and Elizabeth asked me afterwards. She's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's his movie, and this is what it's about." She's like, "Oh," so tonight she picked that movie for us to watch.
Nice.
And I was like, "Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's." I don't think she liked it that much.
No?
Oh,
Oh,
I don't
come
know.
on,
It was hard
man.
to tell because she kept on looking at her phone.
Exactly.
But I was like, no, you really got to watch both movies. Though,
Yeah,
to
who
get the
can
full-
forget?
to get the full
Yeah.
effect? So
I mean,
when we watch
watch-
the second one, you'll see.
Watch Weekend at Bernie's, and who forget Weekend at Bernie's too, man.
And when the movie was over, they ended up laughing at it a lot. So I think that Donovan and Elizabeth both liked it.
do you think they were trying to be too cool for school and not admit that?
Yeah,
Maybe.
they
they're
like something their
teenagers.
old man liked? Yeah.
Yeah. But it could have been that. But then they both immediately asked the same question. They're like, "How is there a part 2?" I'm like, "Oh, you're just gonna have to wait and see."
Yep.
I didn't spoil anything, so don't say anything on the air about what
no,
happens.
we won't talk about that.
But I didn't want to spoil anything. I'm like, see, because it's kind of Weekend at Bernie's. It's not a dark movie, but technically it'd be what you call a black comedy because you're basically it's like, haha, they're desecrating a dead body. This is great.
They're basically using a dead carcass.
Necrophilia. That's
they're
hilarious.
using a dead body to like basically keep themselves out of trouble and stay in his place and have a big party.
And
with
then
a bunch of
a lady had sex with his dead body.
Yeah, and then,
so
right.
there's that going on too. And it's like, oh, this is great.
So I mean,
good
there's-
family humor.
That didn't happen again till Clerks.
Well, yeah, exactly. It didn't happen at Clerks. I was like, yeah, it was like a 5-year stretch where it happened twice, which is probably more than any other time in film history. But yeah, so I'm like, don't ruin anything because I don't want them to know what happens. I don't want any spoilers for Weekend at Bernie's 2.
I didn't know that the one chick from Clerks,
His girlfriend who had sex with the dead.
she died
Yeah,
in
she
real
did.
life.
Yeah. She's some weird disease.
Yeah, like just recent, last couple of years or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Not the girlfriend who.
No, Caitlin Bree was what she went by. That was her name in the show movie.
Not the one that sucked 37 dicks.
No.
The other one who went
The
into
one that got
bathroom.
away from him or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and she ended up going into the bathroom and the guy had died with the heart on and
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was totally 90s hot.
But I was
I didn't.
the other dead person carrying a dead body around movie that was also great is Men at Work.
Love that.
Such a great movie.
That was
I
my
don't
second
care.
favorite dead body pull around movie.
I mean, I love that movie. What is it? Keith David.
David.
right?
Keith David made the movie, dude.
Dude,
Yeah, Keith David.
So good.
Oh, look, somebody threw a perfectly good white boy away.
Yeah, you think and when I
Don't
first
touch
saw it, I thought he was
another
going to be
man's
kind of.
fries.
He was just gonna. You kind of get the vibe he's just going to be a small part of the movie, just like a funny thing.
Yeah.
Then he ends up staying with him to the end.
Yeah. Just was it you that always talked about the fry bit?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You don't touch another man's.
You don't touch
fry.
another man's
You don't
fries.
touch
I've used
Man's
that.
fries.
I've used that so many times.
So-
Because it's true.
No, it's true.
You don't touch people's fries.
No.
We're communist.
We're pretty liberal with the stuff we'll watch with the kids because most of the time if we watch something with them, I'd rather explain stuff to them instead of them, looking it up or trying to figure it out online or
Yeah,
whatever.
they're getting old enough where you can responsibly.
So-
You're like kids. Asa Akira.
No. So we watched There's Something About Mary.
Yes.
It has some objectionable stuff in it, but we were able to explain it, and stuff. But
Is that hair gel?
dude, is that hair gel? First of all, my favorite character in the whole movie is fucking Warren.
Oh, Warren's great.
Warren's the best. Frank's
Yeah.
and beans. Love him. It's my favorite part. And he says some stuff in it. It's like, I've seen this guy in other stuff. I know he's not actually mentally handicapped.
No,
he's not
but he's
retarded,
great at it.
but he does such a good job. The next best character is Mary's stepdad, Keith David.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like, how'd you get the Franks above the beans?
How'd you get the Franks above the beans?
Are you yelling at me in my own house? No. Just he kills me every. I haven't seen a movie in like 12 years, and just
I actually watched it sometime since the shutdown. I have watched it.
Keith David is a gem. He's a national treasure.
And I hadn't watched it in probably about the same, about 12 years.
And Marky Post.
Oh, well, of course, Marky Post.
But that's the thing. That's what bummed me out is that he's only in the movie for 10 minutes.
I know.
Gosh.
Keith David did a lot of voiceover work for cartoons and shit because he got that deep voice.
He's the bad guy in The Princess and the Frog, which is a Disney film I've seen. Coraline, he's the cat.
Spawn.
Did
a lot of work.
And much better than David Keith. Keith David is better than actor David Keith.
Yes.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, who's in Firestarter and the Pamela Anderson classic Snapdragon.
Snapdragon.
I think it was a Snapdragon, or was he the other one?
I
don't know. He ends up railing her from behind in a parking.
Is David Keith the one with the telepathy powers and Firestarter?
He's Jack Parkman in Major League 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he's Drew Barrymore's dad.
Jump, and the guy would...
Yeah, he has. Yeah, exactly. That's his power. But he was, Drew Barrymore's dad in that movie, Firestarter. That's David Keith. Keith David, the black actor, is much better.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about that.
I agree.
Man, what's the other movie that David Keith is in? With Richard Gere. Officer and a Gentleman.
Oh, yes.
He hangs himself in a closet or some shit.
Oh, God, dude, I haven't seen
As you should, instead of washing out.
I haven't seen that movie in 30 freaking
I've
5
never
years.
seen it. I've just seen that part. I was like, ha-ha. That's what you get for not being Keith David.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yes. So no one has answers. Is everybody not listening anymore?
I don't think so.
I think we just...
It says 3.
They got us on in the background, and they're not...
I thought Phil was going to join in and tell us more about hockey movies, but didn't happen.
Maybe he had a Keith David story. Maybe he had a Keith David story. I don't know.
Maybe they need Vince Neil to wake him up.
Vince Neil?
Yeah, that's what he needed.
Voice cracks.
Or what's the other one?
The Couture one?
Yeah.
I don't even know if you have that.
Do I have it? Wait, it's in a different bank.
That's okay.
Find it here. I have it, though.
I'm sure you do.
Randy, the natural couture.
One more.
Man is legitimately 7'3".
We love
so many voice cracks.
We love voice cracks. If you find a voice crack, you can send it to us. Radiounderground@msn.com.
Yeah.
Send us your voice cracks. We love them.
I have a gripe about the movie business.
Yeah.
And it's about my good friend Johnny Depp.
It's about who runs the business, right?
Well, it's about Johnny Depp.
Oh, okay. No, wait. Oh,
We've talked about extensively about Johnny Depp. And
we know
the ones
who
who
runs,
run the business.
and they run the banks, and
The
they run.
JOOs.
Yeah. They have tiny little hats, right?
the reptilians.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp.
Oh, why is our feet cut off?
All right, Johnny Depp.
He got fired.
He got fired. Oh yeah, from the.
I don't remember if we talked about this last week or if it happened right after.
We touched on him.
He got paid his entire fee,
Yeah, he did.
like over $10 million.
Yeah,
He filmed for one day.
yeah.
That's not what I'm griping about. The fact that he got fired, even though
He was the recipient of the abuse.
yeah, well, and really, nothing. He's never been accused beforehand, and he has not been found guilty of anything.
No, it was just.
It was just a newspaper thing that labeled him a wife beater.
Yeah, he just lost his libel case.
Yeah, against the Sun
in London, right?
Yeah,
She
and after
shit
that,
on his bed.
she beat the crap out of him.
And then they said
my-
it like
that's my
they said that they mutually agreed that he would step down from the movie.
He got fired.
She must
He
be
got
the
fired.
fuck of the century to tolerate.
I'm telling you,
My
man.
gripe is this: that he does not have that job now, and she still has her jobs.
Well, of course.
Pisses me off.
Well, there's always a double standard.
Yeah, and
Always.
I mean,
I get it to an extent, but when it's flat out, though, when it's flat out, like in his case,
yeah,
it's wrong.
there's but everybody knows that he's
the
never been
thing.
accused.
Where's
of anything
Sean
like this.
Connery when you need
This
him?
is the thing. This is why this is really like I wasn't sure, at first about what was up with these two.
Did it on both cameras.
But this is how I know in my heart of hearts that he didn't do shit. Okay. And that is because there has he has banged a lot of ass.
Yeah.
And not one woman has came forward and said that he is like even a bad person
No.
at all. Nobody.
Even people he was engaged to that he had fallings out with. And he
Nobody
did not have any
has
contact with.
nobody.
Nobody.
Not
You know what?
one.
Do you know who has been accused and charged with beating a woman that they're in a relationship with?
Chaz Bono.
Amber Heard. She was dating a chick, and she kicked the crap out of her.
I said that as a joke, as another woman.
Oh, Chaz Bono.
But there's another, but an actual woman beating.
She has more, not even conviction, but she's been charged more times with partner abuse than he has.
Right.
And she's a woman. And it was a woman she beat. And also she attacked one of her boyfriends at one point, too.
Yeah.
She's
So
nuts.
she has a problem.
She's nuts.
She got a violence problem.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
When he's out of a job because
and
of
when
it.
you look like her,
How is he going to survive without this job? Oh, wait, he got paid $10 million.
she's a
Right.
massive cunt, that Amber Heard. Yes, she is. And she
Right.
can get away with it because when you're a hot chick, you're going to get away with anything.
well,
She needs a good filling.
She does. You need a tamer,
that's with
Phil.
the pH.
Filling.
It's the filling with the pH.
Yes.
We're going to sick Phil on her.
Oh.
Yeah,
some
like I
Vapo
said-
rub on that.
Like I said, I mean, and I didn't immediately take his side right off the bat
Because you never know.
right. Well, because all right, Bill Cosby, who I loved my whole life, I didn't know 30-something women were going to come out, But I mean, I'm just saying, like stuff like that things that you think about.
Yeah, we live in a
people.
different world than we thought we did.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I waited, but then I'm like, nobody
All
has
of his
had a
exes
bad
have backed
word.
him up.
Yes, nobody has said a bad word about him.
No. The only bad thing I heard about him is he's really bad with his money.
Well, yeah.
And he likes to drink.
He likes to drink.
He likes
Who
wine.
the
He
fuck
likes wine.
doesn't?
He likes
Yeah.
wine,
But as far as the treatment of his women, no, nothing.
yeah, Elton John was really bad with his money too. He was spending $500,000 a month on flower arrangements around his house, around his mansion.
gay. I mean, that's so.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
yeah.
But I hate the fact that she's still.
No, she's working. She'll keep her job, and she'll attack other people. And
Yeah.
little known fact, I didn't know this. Domestic violence is extremely high in lesbian couples, not gay men.
Yeah.
Lesbian couples, there's brawls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of would have thought that without the testosterone, there wouldn't be as much,
Well,
But then you think about it, like, well, they're all lippy. Imagine you got two lippy ones.
Get all provocative
Well,
while
Yeah,
they're talking.
You get
Yeah.
all so you got.
I know,
they got two that won't just let it go.
Yeah.
And there's no Sean Connery to regulate, so
Yeah.
it just escalates.
well, I know somebody that we know who's family who had a bad relationship with somebody
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
for a couple
she
of
did.
years.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I remember paying the $160 for the cab ride home from there. So
Wow.
yeah, I'd like get in the cab and get out of there. But that person was emotionally unstable, and she found out afterward from family members that she had beaten up several other
Lovers.
girlfriends. Yeah,
Yeah.
and she'd gotten in trouble when she was in the military for beating up people. So yeah, she had some issues, but
She looked like Barry Manilow to me.
yeah.
I
But
just.
basically, like, I mean, I once I got her the cab ride to the house, I was like, all right, yeah, don't go back over there,
Mhm.
Now this was somebody out there. I don't know if you guys are thinking of
Oh,
when she was with a long time.
I thought
the one you were with the long.
I thought
she
the
was-
other. I thought long time one and her also
they
had issues.
yeah, but not like no. This was straight up like she was on. I want to say one of the fights happened. She was on the phone talking to your mom. She hadn't talked to your mom in a while, and she called her for like her birthday or something. And the girl that she was with after she got off the phone was because she heard her say she loved her. She would not take no for an answer that it was her aunt that she was talking to. And started a big fight, and that was the first time she hit her. And I'm like, all right, you need to go from there.
Yeah.
Who's just going to end up a drug-riddled, bloated corpse? Ooh, Phil. Damn,
Hey.
dude. That's what a filling is, huh?
That's what fillings do.
With the pH.
That's how it ends up. Now, Al, shellfish. Tell me something.
Oh,
about that.
yeah.
Oh man.
Yes.
Because
I'm going to give...
we got to save some souls right now.
I'm gonna give a shout out to a young man that I know, Jake. He
From State Farm.
yeah, not that Jake, but
Oh, okay.
he's a pretty cool dude, and he showed me a website that well, I had to read it twice to believe it. It's called God Hates Shrimp,
Yes.
and basically right on the front page, it basically is putting shellfish. It says that there's verses in the Bible, in Leviticus and in Matthew, that state all of
and
what
Deuteronomy.
they're saying. Yeah, and Deuteronomy. Yep. That basically state that like shellfish, basically anything that doesn't have scales and skin and fins, that you eat is an abomination. Just as bad as gays, in their opinion.
Can I read part of this page?
Oh,
Yes.
I agree with them.
I'm gonna read the opening of the page.
I'm going to
okay?
sign up.
It says God hates shrimp. It's all big letters. It says shrimp, crab, lobster, clams, mussels. All these are an abomination before the Lord, just as gays are an abomination. Why stop at protesting gay marriage? Bring all of God's law unto the heathens and sodomites. We call upon, and this is why I thought this was a joke. This
Yeah,
line
yeah.
here. We call upon all Christians to join the crusade against Long John Silver's and Red Lobster. Yea, even Popeye shall be cleansed. The name of Bubba shall be anathema. We must stop the unbelievers from destroying the sanctity of our restaurants. I'm like, haha, this is a joke.
So where is he wrong?
And then he starts with the scripture.
Yeah.
Leviticus, Psalm 11, verses 9 through 12. And he talks about how you said the scales and the fins, it's good. The shellfish, nah.
Phil says gays eat shellfish, adds up.
It's weird.
So these are like the Westboro Baptist Church, but they're more coastal.
Apparently,
They don't
yes.
like the ocean fish.
Yeah.
No, it's shellfish. So
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
It's real. It's just I'm just
what is the implication if you consume shellfish, you will also be in hell with Liberace? Is that what they're saying?
yeah,
basically.
basically.
It's
You're a
okay.
sodomite.
Okay.
You're a sodomite.
Well, I guess I'll be saying hi to Liberace.
So you know,
in hell.
I don't eat shellfish. I don't eat a lot of
do.
seafood at all.
I don't like it, but I have eaten, and I'm dirty,
Yeah.
right? It's too late. I don't like shellfish at all, but I've done it, so it's the same. I've sucked a dick and didn't even know it. I would've-
wait. Phil
that's a
says.
drop.
Phil says the lesbos 100% eat clam.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, they eat it. Yeah,
Yeah.
literal and figurative, or more metaphorical, all of it.
they actually tried to get a ballot initiative in California called the
Yeah.
Shellfish Suppression Act.
Yes.
It did not pass.
No.
What? They're clearly being discriminated against
They
because
are.
of their religion.
Yeah.
So God hates shrimp.
Well, they did
It's
it in
not
California, and you know they're all godless heathens
So
out there.
I would have just thought that they were doing like some allegory, because it's not fashionable to say God hates fags anymore. So it's God hates shellfish. But no, they actually hate.
They
hate
actually-
the shellfish.
They actually found actual Bible scripture that supports their cause.
I really would like.
So they're doing like my dad, where he researches stuff where, hey, you don't need to drink water. So it says it right here. So some preacher really hates fucking shrimp. So he's like, we're gonna make it an abomination.
I mean, I don't have a Bible, so I guess I can't really,
Well, because there's
'cause
different.
They quoted it, right? That's a quoted scripture, right?
Yeah, but there's different Bibles. There's the
Yeah. There's what?
the James something.
Yeah. There's the American version.
So how many of you have committed eternal clamnation?
Yeah.
Well, because there was one we always found, and it only came from one specific version of the Bible. I think it was because there's the new international version, the New Living Translation, the English Standard, the Berean Study
King
Bible,
James.
How do you
the New American Standard, the New King James, the King James.
How do you keep changing
Because
American words?
you interpret it the way you want,
Right.
Because
exactly.
That's what
Well, you make
religion's
it
about.
fit your political cause or your social
here,
cause.
And here's where, here I'm about to offend people right now. This is why I believe that religions are all cults.
Okay.
Because they've all convinced you of, all these different things.
Well, I wasn't going to go that far. I was just going to read my favorite quote.
I
Not
disagree.
that God's a cult, just that religions are cults.
I disagree. Letting snakes bite you,
Yeah.
things like that,
True,
that's
yeah.
normal behavior.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
I don't think what's so cult-like about that.
What's wrong with having multiple wives?
So this is my favorite
Again,
quote
Right.
from a Bible, and I say a Bible because this is from the New International Version.
All right.
This is Ezekiel 23:20.
Yeah.
There she lusted after her lovers, whose genitals were like those of donkeys, and whose emission was like that of horses. So they have donkey dicks, and they shoot cum like horses.
So bestiality.
Yep. That's from the New International
Gosh
Version.
damn.
jeez.
Sodomite.
Yep, that is from one of them. Now, I don't know what the top Bible is. I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
The one I read, motherfucker.
I always knew of either the King James Version or the Gideons.
Most of them say
The
one of them-
Gideons are always the ones you would find in the hotel rooms.
Yeah.
that's true.
Was it?
Webster's Bible.
I had one when I had books, and it was just the Holy Bible. That's it.
Yeah, and that's
It's all
usually
set.
like either the Gideons or it's usually the Gideons Bible with like the black cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. But
Oh, it's about a prostitute.
Prostitute.
She prostituted herself in the land of Egypt and lusted after her lovers and donkey dicks
You know
and
what they
horse
say.
scum.
is that about the BBC?
It's the adultery of Ohola and Oholiba.
Well, you know what
That's
they
people's
say.
names. She was a promiscuous prostitute.
She's a cursed Jezebel.
Yeah. So there's your Bible talk for the week, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bible Talk with Radio Underground.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I only read the stuff about
We're
horse
biblical scholars.
horse cum and donkey dicks and stuff from the Bible. That's all I read.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
So-
those passages.
Those are the fun ones.
Yeah, the fun. Yeah, it's like
There's one about killer bears too.
in the Bible.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find it real quick.
I
Killer
can't bear to
bear.
hear it.
Killer bears in the Bible.
It's Elisha and the two bears, not Goldilocks. This is nothing like Goldilocks.
Two bears, one verse.
Is it like bear claws? Like
So basically, I don't know what the gist of it is here, but these kids were like making fun of somebody, calling him a bald head, and the bald head sent them into the woods, and two female bears came out of the woods and tore up 42 lads and killed them. And that was this part from the Bible.
So don't make fun of bald people or bears that kill you.
Yep.
it's a bear.
So some guy that has a bald head said, "I got to add this into the Bible because people are making fun of
Yeah.
me."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
mean,
and I was like, and anybody who, if you make fun of bald people, bears will rip you apart. So he added that part.
So that's what he did. He cursed them, those kids, in the name of the Lord because they said, "Go up, you bald head! Go up, you bald head!" And when he looked behind him and saw them, he cursed them in the name of the Lord.
Cursed be ye.
Then two female bears came out of the woods and tore up 42 lads of their number. And then he went to Mount Carmel, and from there he returned to Samaria.
Phil, that wasn't an attack on you, by the way, buddy.
No?
With your bald head,
Oh, is he bald?
a little bit.
Is
I
it?
mean, our hair's, people's hair's thin and stuff. It happens, man.
Yeah, mine's getting thin now.
Mine
Everybody's-
too.
yeah.
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
So
But we're old as fuck. I mean,
Well, yeah.
it happens, man.
I'm trying to figure out.
I mean,
why.
we're all older than you, so you're
It's
going bald
unacceptable. I'm
younger.
trying to figure out why.
Yeah.
I'm not having it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go pay for some really bad hair plugs.
Do it.
That's all there is to it.
Do it.
I want to get extensions, but like the dreads.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is my natural hair, guys.
If I do
What are you
it,
talking
that's
about?
how I'm doing it, man. I'd be like, yeah.
What the fuck
Look-
movie was that?
Look like Alicia Keys when I come in here.
It was, I think it was Ed TV, which was like the Matthew McConaughey
Dude.
one.
Oh,
They followed me. Clinton Howard got in the movie, got hair plugs, and they were the worst, fakest looking hair plugs in the history of man. He's like, he's on the phone with the company. He's like, it's like, yeah, my hair looks terrible. And they're like, well, what do you mean? He's like, what the hell do you think I mean? You gave me doll hair. And Clint Howard's an ugly motherfucker, and he's just like these little.
He's a goofy looking fucker.
He is.
Yeah, Clint Howard did not luck out at the gene pool
No,
at all.
His red-headed brother, his ginger brother, is so much better looking than him.
Yeah, Ron Howard may as well be fucking Richard Gere compared to him.
Did you ever see like pictures of them when they were like little kids together?
Well, he was on Star Trek.
He looked the same, just little.
Yeah, no, he was no joke. He was in Star Trek, and he was like 7.
Yeah.
And he looks exactly the same at 7.
Yeah,
and they made him bald. He was bald in this episode.
Yeah.
And Clint Howard looked exactly the same at 7 as he does it now at what, 60?
He was safe around any priest.
Yeah. They're like,
Nothing gonna happen.
We ain't touching you. We're not going to molest you, Clint Howard.
Yeah.
Terrible.
You're too ugly to be molested by a priest. You're just not a good time.
Don't you think they would target someone like him, though, because his self-consciousness and stuff? You think
No.
they'd be easy prey?
Okay, now you're getting into dark seriousness.
Right.
I want to go with the fake.
Yeah, we were doing. Yeah.
Because it's like it's kind of like
Clint Howard so ugly.
we were talking about public masturbators,
Yeah.
and it's actually known that public masturbators or field coppers, they get a nice feel, and they don't do like full on rape, just nasty things.
Huh.
They tend to target uglier or like overweight or whatever women that they think, well, why would I do that? Look at me. Look, I mean, they literally say they pick someone they think no one would believe.
But we don't want to talk about that. We just want to talk about the funny.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about how he was too ugly to get molested.
Yeah.
Not the fact that he more likely would get molested.
I think you're mistaken because all the public masturbation videos I've seen, those chicks are hot.
Yeah, yeah. And then they come up and like touch. Oh wow.
So
that's real.
Don't know where you're getting this information from, but no, that makes sense though. You know, if you had some kind of app that told you where chicks with daddy issues were, that's where you'd probably go and do like.
Oh, that's called Phil's phone book.
Phil's little black book.
Phil's contact list. That's the app for girls with daddy issues.
Oh, Phil.
Yeah. So that's
Oh, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
priests touching people. It's funny stuff.
It's all too good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Well, like it goes in the Catholics. Hey, don't eat any meat on Friday, but it's okay if the priests molest your little children. We'll just keep moving them around.
We'll just relocate.
We'll just keep relocating them. But don't you dare eat any meat on Friday.
Salmon patties. I want some salmon patties now.
Okay, you don't have to go to this church anymore, but you got to go work for the Penn State Athletic Department.
Right.
I was going to look that up. You brought him up earlier, and I forgot to look up Jerry Sandusky. If he's still alive.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I know he was real sick, is what they said.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't make it.
No, he was sick when it all went down. Or they were saying, oh, he's really sick. I don't know if they were trying to get him like leniency or whatever.
I just felt bad for his one adopted kid who like broadcast. He was part of the Baltimore Ravens team. Like he did something with them.
Yeah.
But he basically just he was Jerry Sandusky, but it was with a G.
Yeah.
He his name was Gerald, but he just kept it Gerry instead of J. But then he just went to Gerald, but he was still having issues for the first couple of years. He was like, he's like, believe me, I did not support this man.
No,
he didn't either. In fact, well, the other adopted brother said that Jerry Sandusky molested him.
Yeah,
that's not surprising whatsoever.
No.
So I didn't realize his case because he was sentenced to 30 to 60 years in prison. And then the case was overturned on something, but they were retrying him.
Mm-hmm.
And like last year, almost to the day, almost exactly a year ago, he was resentenced to the same exact penalty.
Yeah.
So 30 to 60
I knew
years.
something was...
But he's not dead.
Something recently I saw about him, but I didn't pay attention to what it was. So I knew something. He was in his case or something about him was in the news recently, but I knew he didn't die.
Well, he had a statement during the court case because a lot of the victims didn't want to come back and retestify and stuff, so they wrote letters and stuff. And Jerry Sandusky told the court, "I apologize that I'm unable to admit remorse for something I didn't do." He says he didn't do it, guys.
Yeah, I know.
I believe him.
Yeah.
And he called the case the worst injustice in the history of American jurisprudence.
I mean, you got to believe a fucking narcissistic psychopath who preys on, teenage children.
Underprivileged.
Yeah, underprivileged teenage children. I mean, you got to believe them, right?
These are facts.
Dale,
Phil
don't
said.
stand in front of the camera.
Phil says, "Some absolute fucked breezies saved in my phone."
Yeah.
Yep, I believe that, Phil. You still didn't answer my question. What's the second best hockey movie besides Mr. Alaska? It's Youngblood. You're going to say Youngblood, aren't you?
Everybody says Youngblood.
Or are you going to say Slapshot?
Slapshot, yeah. That's
Michigan only lost by 5 touchdowns and a field goal.
All right.
They brought it in there. Dale, if you walk on the soundboard, I'm feeding you into a Vietnamese family.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
You got to find one, though. Oh, wait, there's plenty. Never mind.
Yeah.
There's so many of them.
Yeah, I went on a big bender of Vietnam War, like YouTube stuff,
Oh, fun.
and it's just horrific.
Yeah.
I mean, just
Wait.
You went down the Vietnam War
rabbit hole. I watched nothing but interviews with vets.
Yeah.
And this one guy is like,
Oh, man.
he's like, well, he was a tunnel rat. He's like,
Yeah.
Worst job.
And he's like, well, they called me maggot because I was little and white, and I went in the holes. And they go, how many did you kill? He goes, 36. And they're like, how do you know that? He goes, I cut their ears off.
As a matter of fact.
Yeah, he was like, well, he was so like just,
Ooh, you're fat.
yeah, and then he was talking.
Slapshot. Told you.
And he was talking about, he's like, well, they say I always tell everybody I'm going to go to hell for what I did. And they said, well, if you do it in the wartime, it ain't. It was just so haunting, like how matter of fact he was.
Yeah, if you kill people during war, it doesn't count.
Says
It says people.
Well, and according to the Bible, your leader is leaders are held to account.
Yeah.
So like because if you get sent off, that's not you. You're being forced to, or that you're going to get family repercussions and everything.
And most of them, most religions will tell you that no matter what you did in life, everything's forgiven.
It must be easy for the generals back then. It's just me. I'm going to hell, not you. You're fine.
Yeah.
Go do it.
So no, he'll be forgiven because he did it for the right side.
we just asked for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
Go ahead and kill people.
That's all you gotta do. But yeah, that sounds interesting, Mike.
Well, it's well, I always knew that they had a pretty hard deal when they had to go there because they were drafted and stuff. But it was just like it was weird because like how a lot of it came. Like they went back, a lot of these guys, to Vietnam, and they would get there. And then they would remember everything. Like even though the ground was different and it's grown over, they're so like burned in their brain. Like, okay, there was 2 VCs over here, and blah blah blah, and they like were just it all just comes back,
Wow.
And then inevitably they all get sad. They start crying, of course. If you do something traumatic like that. But I don't know. I was like, man, I'm such a pussy. That's all I think to myself.
I couldn't do that.
Like, I get mad if I get cut off.
My life is the worst.
Yeah, I got delayed 45 minutes.
I worked with a guy who was in Vietnam. He was an explosive specialist, blew up bridges.
Oh.
And he goes, I blew up a bridge, and 6 hours later, I woke up and that bridge was back.
Really?
He's like, it was the middle of the night, and them little son of a bitches built that son of a bitch back.
Yep.
Yeah, they were.
He's like, and I'd blow it up again, and they'd build it again.
That's when you guys start with that. You know what? Blowing up some of the riverbed or something, or the actual banks. I don't know. You got to think of something.
Basically, he said they waited. At the third time, he's like, I waited. He goes, I set it all up, and then we blew it up at night, and there was a bunch of them like investigating and like checking it out to see if it was. He said he blew a bunch of them up. That's what he said. He's like, I don't know. The third time I did it, I blew a bunch of them up because I watched them flying everywhere. I'm like,
that sounds like an awesome job.
He was just like, whatever.
My dad's oldest brother. He's like, I remember when he got drafted, he was crying and everything, and Then he got sent to El Paso, Texas, and never left Texas.
Yeah.
The whole time he was there.
Yeah.
It's like he got drafted, and that's it.
Oh, he's lucky.
And then
Yeah, really, really lucky.
Morgan's dad was in the shit.
In the shit, yeah.
It was rough. He told me one day, like, he goes, I was so tired just from fighting. He goes, I prayed that I would just get shot just so I could sleep. And he goes, and then I went to reach to grab a shell, shot me right in the wrist. I was like, oh, thank God. I get to sleep.
All right, I'm going to get some sleep.
Like,
Oh, my
what's his
God.
name? It was whoever the guy is from the band Living Color. He was in Platoon. Corey
Oh, yeah.
Glover.
Corey Glover.
Yeah. And he's like, did he shoot himself or he stab himself?
Well, he was always
I forgot
trying.
he was in that.
He was always trying to get out of it. Then he like sprayed his feet with bug clean, so it looked like his feet were infected.
Yeah.
Then finally, when they got bum rushed by just battalions of Vietnam communists or whatever, everybody around him was dead, and he didn't have a scratch on him. And he's like, he took a knife. He's like,
It was a knife, yeah.
He just stabbed himself in the leg.
He looked so happy on the helicopter flying out. I'm like, yeah, did it.
He's like,
Well,
I got stabbed.
if you want to get out of that kind of stuff, you just start dressing like a woman, like Klinger.
That didn't work. He was there for like 11 years.
Yeah, but he didn't have to hardly do
He wasn't
anything.
actually there for 11 years. The show was stopped for 11 years.
He didn't have to hardly do anything. Then he went to Aftermash.
Just remember that one scene in Platoon where they're raping some girl, and then the one guy, Kevin Dillon's character, was so like heartless from just the battling, and just it messed him up. And Charlie Sheen like broke it all up and willing to, this is wrong. He goes, what are you guys, faggots? What's your problem?
Yeah. I forgot Kevin Dillon was in it too.
He was like, what's the problem? What's wrong here?
They made a bunch of those movies right around that time. There were
Hamburger Hill and
Oh yeah.
Casualties of War.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox and Sean Penn, right?
Yeah.
every one of them was extremely sad.
There was no, I don't. I can't think of any
no happy Vietnam
movies.
Like, there
Good
was
Morning
no
Vietnam?
Hogan's Heroes or nothing.
Was Good Morning Vietnam
Good Morning
happy, though,
Vietnam?
by the end?
Yeah, I guess
I just thought Robin Williams in it. It's probably happy, right?
I mean, that was a true story. Stuff
No, I know.
happened.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. Yeah, it was.
Apocalypse Now.
Oh God,
yeah.
No.
cannot get into that movie. I've tried.
Damn, why aren't any of these war movies happy?
Yeah.
I know it's weird.
It's like there's just death and sadness.
Have you guys? It's like these people making these Vietnam movies. Like watch some Hogan's Heroes or something.
Yeah,
guys.
like Full Metal Jacket. I mean, come on,
gosh.
isn't it? Yeah.
When they stormed that beach at Normandy, what a knee slapper! And Saving Private Ryan.
Still one of the best film scenes I've ever seen in
Oh
my
my
entire life.
Oh, dude.
I could just imagine just the terror. Like you're on that boat and you're getting close to that shore, and there's fucking just Germans sitting up there with, machine gun nests. Like,
Yep.
oh, dude.
Up in the pillboxes.
I'm like, I know I'm so negative. Anyway, like I'm getting hit first. I guarantee it. The minute I get out of this boat, I'm getting hit.
yeah, and then you're at that point. You're like, just let me get hit and die
What's
instantly.
the one that
I don't want to be the guy on the beach with his guts hanging out, trying to put his guts back in.
Yeah,
There was
if I get hit, just right to the head, just quick.
there was that one part, the one part of that scene where the guy gets the bullet through his helmet,
He's like, oh,
and they're like, "Oh my god!" And he looks at it, and there's a hole through it, and then all of a sudden,
right through
his head.
Yes,
As soon as he
I
took
want
it
to be
off.
that guy. Just end it for me right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, or I want to be the guy that they're like, "You're too fat. You can't come on the."
No, right.
So I became that guy.
And so
We-
I
we-
ate, and I ate.
We have no use for you.
Yeah.
Like you're too fat. You eat too much. So
I'm gonna
I
just
ate.
I'd be
and I
sneaking
ate,
food from the mess hall.
I ate.
You think about that. It's what, a 20-year, 25-year, let's say just over 20-year gap between World War II and Vietnam, where you had people who were going to different draft centers and everything, trying to get drafted, trying to get into the Army because they felt it was their right to. 20 years later, people doing everything they could to dodge the draft so they didn't have to go.
Yeah, it's
just completely, I mean,
it's people like
Captain America.
the humans.
Yeah.
People were so much different.
Yeah, that 20-year gap, the people just changed a lot.
Well, like my grandpa, I think Bobby, his grandpa. I know a few people that lied about their age to go.
Oh, our dad did whatever he could to enlist. They wouldn't let him. He was 4E the whole time.
Yeah, but
What was your dad's health issues or flat?
I don't remember exactly what it was.
No, I think my dad said your dad had like they literally something about his acne or something.
Yeah, they
on his
thought
back.
acne was contagious back then.
Yeah,
Yeah, is that what it was?
Yes.
yeah, that's what my dad said. Yeah, he said
But
they,
he tried 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
and then yeah, so my dad was too young.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, another part of it, obviously, too, is a lot of people felt that World War II was a justified
Whereas
war,
most people thought
most
that,
people did not feel that Vietnam was a justified
Yeah.
war.
Yeah, that's true.
Now nobody thinks any war is justified, so you can't get. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I think what they should have done, like when they should have like I watched a thing with Schwarzkopf. When he first went there, he was training the South Vietnamese and they were fighting for themselves.
Oh,
And everybody, even the soldiers, like the attitude there, everything was so much better when they fought for themselves.
It was Page.
But okay, yeah, I can't get this thing to not show up on here.
It's fine. We'll read it for you.
But anyways, so it changed when our own soldiers went there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously it's different. We're foreigners and we're on their land, and it just shit got real, as they say.
Shit just got real.
With the POWs, that was another. Talk about the most horrific nightmare scenario.
Oh God, yeah.
I'd much rather just get blown up.
Please.
But
Kill
dude,
me.
when the POW guys, just the horrific conditions they were put in.
Yeah.
And the one guy said, he goes, I made a mistake. Because when his plane crashed, he broke his back. And he's like, I made a mistake, and told him, well, my back's hurting me. Well, first, the thing they did is start bending him backwards, and like his head to get him to talk. And he said it was just horrible. And then eventually, he was there 6 years.
Oof.
He said when they got to the end and they knew things were getting better because they started treating them better and better. Because just over the years, the war was wearing on them too.
Yeah.
And he was just like, finally, he said, I noticed we were about to go home when we started getting good food.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this food's actually tasty. He goes, it's like food I would eat now.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this ain't bad.
Yeah. At one point, they were probably throwing a rice cake in and going, all right, you guys fight over this.
Yeah, and they communicated with each other because they kept them all separate by tapping, like not Morse code. They invented their own code.
Yeah.
And he said you'd be surprised how you can learn your own language by just sitting there all day and you got nothing to do.
Nothing to do. See that? I think honestly, I think that would be the thing that would get me. Not obviously the starving and the squalid conditions and stuff, but the fucking boredom. Like, what do you? I mean, you don't. Even if you don't.
Yeah, they were alone. Most of the time, they separated them to break their morale. Like you couldn't be around.
And they had them doing work details and stuff. But man, the time when you're not doing your work detail and stuff, and you're just sitting there and you're not near anybody.
It'd be
I hate
awful.
people.
Yeah.
I hate people. But that would be horrible not to be around anybody all the time. I hate people.
Yeah, it would just. I don't know, man. You get every time you talk to a vet and they're like, oh, man, I don't know how you did it. I couldn't handle it. They always say you'd figure it out because you got no choice. I'm like, no, I wouldn't make it. I'm telling you.
No,
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. I don't care how nice you're trying to be. I would not make it. Don't you?
I would be breaking off a piece of this bamboo, and I'd be sharpening it on the fucking dirty ground or whatever it took, and I'd be jamming it in my damn throat.
Yeah. When they had me on my work detail, I'd be like, where are the landmines at again?
Yeah, right.
Like, there's a trap over there. Cool.
Yeah. Except I would be the guy who gets on a landmine. I'm just going to lose my fucking foot or something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't actually die.
They'd still make you work, Stumpy.
Yeah.
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 You can still do your patrols. You're just in pain now too.
Yeah. Yep. Here's some water you can dump on it and clean it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I watched
leeches.
Old historical battles, and then it got me into the Spartans, how they lived and everything.
Yeah.
And it's funny how like in the movie 300 they're portrayed as like some righteous, like almost like a hyper version of what an American patriot would be.
Yeah.
But then you realize the real story about them, of the, like take kids from their mom, and the kid had any defects, they fucking lurch him over a cliff because the kid had like a scuff mark on him and he wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
And then just you get taken away from your family like 8 years old.
Yeah, and just start training them to be like warriors.
Yeah, it was just their lives were hell, but they didn't know any different. I mean, because they're Spartans, and then they fought like, I don't know, 5 million Persians or something.
Yeah,
Well, the monitor went away.
which would make, all those people that were taken away at 8 years old pretty pissed off. Yeah. And really want to kill.
Kick some ass.
And, like, blame the people they're fighting. It's your fault that I got taken away from my mother at 8 years old.
Yeah, they had like helots, slave people, basically, and they lived across, like, thousands of them. There were like more of them than Spartans, but just to keep themselves sharp, you go out and you kill helots for fun.
Yeah.
And
Gotta stay sharp.
torture them and stuff.
Yeah.
It was a fun time.
Perfectly logical thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see it.
Keep them sharp, man.
And then another thing too, they were big on underfeeding for like the toughness element. Like, we're gonna underfeed you so you're nice and mean.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but then you're not strong.
Well, I mean,
they figured it out, man.
They'll strengthen you mentally, and then you get into the physical aspect of it.
And then when you go to battle, then you're fully fed, I think.
Yeah, you'll be fed, and you're working out, and you got abs.
Yeah, that's a thing too. Like all those movies about Spartans and Barbarian, like Conan the Barbarian. Like, these guys are all jacked. Then people had no means to get that kind of muscle mass.
They didn't have the diet for that kind of shit.
Yeah, it's like you eat like twice a week. How the fuck are you going to be 240 ripped? You're fucking barely eating.
Are you telling me that movies are fake?
Yeah.
No way.
Another thing, this one guy, he's from Norway, and he gives entire lessons on like his culture and Vikings and stuff. He goes,
She's going to walk on that roadcaster.
Yeah. Don't. Thank you, sweetheart. But anyway, the misconceptions. He goes, the Vikings. Everyone thinks like Vikings were really tall. He goes, they were not tall. They're about 5'7". But you think of them like, but back then everybody else was probably 5'2".
Right.
Yeah.
So they were tall for their time.
They were.
Because you see, they all like the way they're described by British or people that were rated by them. They're like 20 foot tall and like
Right.
Yeah.
They also were actually neat freaks for the time. You think of big dirty like barbarian Viking with beards. They like to be well kept and like prim and proper. There was a status to not look like shit. So I could have never been a Viking.
They're like those dandies and stuff. They like
Dandies.
dandies. Viking dandies.
Oh, what are you, some kind of dandy? Nancy boy, what are you, some kind of dandy?
They have a little dandy.
So you're talking about wars and battles and stuff. There's a battle we have to fight right now, starting November 1st.
What's that?
Christmas music.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. I did post that to you, right?
You did.
Yes. Yeah.
It don't start to me till after New Year's.
It's
not New Year's.
Thanksgiving. Yeah,
It
that makes sense because that's what normal people do.
Yes. I just don't understand why. Okay, all right, here's my biggest bitch about it, okay? There's 3 channels? I think 3 radio stations?
Yeah.
All right, well, my biggest bitch is that I think I'm going to have to go and just pay for Dad's Sirius because,
Yeah.
all right, it was usually political shit that I had to listen to on the ride to work.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'd rather hear that than, there's only 3-4 dozen Christmas songs and they're just played on a fucking loop.
Well, listening to those channels, you think that,
Band-Aid.
but if you listen to the Christmas channels on Sirius, and I'm not advocating for Christmas music because fuck Christmas music.
Right.
At least their shit, if you're listening to the Christmas channels on the XM radio,
Yeah.
you're not hearing Mariah Carey every 4 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
You will hear her, but you're going to hear a bunch of other stuff in between. You'll probably get 12 hours on the XM stand.
You're a rotten one.
Yeah.
Mr. Griffin.
Oh, God.
That one I could deal with.
I can deal with it. Not every 3 hours.
Right.
But the XM stations, if you are going to listen to Christmas, at least you're not getting, it's like a 12-hour loop.
Oh, no, I mean, it's...
And you get some different stuff you haven't heard in a
It's
while.
insane because, Dad will take me to work and it's like, didn't I just hear this song? Oh, no, that was yesterday. It was on at the same exact time.
Exactly.
Tonight, thank God it's them instead of you.
Yeah.
So you should do that because I think the XM is like $89 for a full year. It's not expensive.
It's
right
not
now.
bad.
No, I know. Dad said that
Does it come with
they
a car
wanted it.
purchase? Just buy a car and you get.
Well, you
Well,
get for 3 months with the car. Then you got to pay for it.
My dad was paying for it, and then like basically what they didn't send him any kind of bill or anything, and then like for 3 months now they've just been covering him. Now they want like $42 a month or
Yeah,
something.
that's how they get you.
He goes, but then you just call and negotiate with him. I go, okay, and he goes, then it'll just give you like 6 months for like $60 or something. I go, we'll just do a whole year and I'll pay for it. You know?
I don't even think 60. Honestly, I don't think it'd be $60. They have such deals going on right now.
Yeah.
But back to Christmas music. Here's my, and it's just one more gripe I have is the people who are listening to Christmas music on November 1st and start decorating their house November 1st. It's
Right.
like, fucker, you have 8 weeks until Christmas at that point. You don't need to be putting Christmas lights all over. And they're like, oh, well, we had a bad year. You know, the pandemic and everybody's been stuck inside. It's like, shut the fuck up. You do this every fucking year on November 1st.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the pandemic this year. This is you every single year.
Like if you get a nice weekend and you want to go and put your decorations up, but not turning them on, go ahead.
You just get it set up.
Get it all set up. That's fine.
They're watching Christmas movies already.
Yeah.
They're doing all that stuff.
I'm sorry, November fucking 1st. And there's 3 channels that go immediately to just all Christmas.
Yep.
And that's it. And I mean, why? I mean, why? Really? I mean, do you?
Because they play it in stores and they get their ad revenue.
Man,
and
I will tell you this because we do the Halloween decorations and stuff, but I went into one of those stores. I think it was At Home. Whatever one's at the mall, At Home, and I was like, I'm gonna look for some Halloween decorations and stuff. It was September still.
Yeah.
Christmas fucking shit up.
Yeah.
It's like it is 3 months until that holiday.
I'm-
And you got a month till Halloween at this point, over a month till Halloween, and you have almost nothing for Halloween, but you got a whole store full of Christmas shit.
You're like
When
swimming.
I went in to get stuff to build those steps, which was the beginning of October.
Yeah,
At Home Depot, they
Yeah,
already
they were at
had
Christmas.
their whole area that they normally have all their lawn and garden stuff, the inside stuff, was all Christmas shit already.
and at one point it was Halloween, and then they condensed it down. It's like, well, it's October 1st. Halloween's in 30 days. Let's get the Christmas shit in here. And they went down to like 2 bays.
And I mean, the thing is like at that point, they're charging you like huge, exorbitant prices at that point.
Yeah.
They're not lowering that shit for at least another month.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I don't know. I don't
It's
get it, but
insane that do not use the excuse that it's been a rough year and that's why you're doing it so early
Blah,
this year,
blah,
because
blah.
you're the same people that do it early every year.
yeah,
There's a whole holiday in
Yeah.
between Halloween and Christmas. It's called Thanksgiving. And guess what? It's the best because there's no religious
no, it's football
stuff.
and food.
There's football, there's food. That's it. It's
Football, food, and family.
It's not
man.
an
That's
entirely
it.
religious based holiday.
Yeah.
It's a great holiday.
Yeah.
It seems like we're shitting on religion today, and I don't mean I don't mean to sound like that. If you want to, that's fine, but I don't mean to. Thanksgiving is not a religious holiday.
No.
It is in between Halloween and Christmas. It deserves its due. Give it its due.
I mean, Christmas isn't a religious holiday anymore.
I know, but it was,
It's not anymore. I mean, it's it's all about who can buy the best gifts for everybody and spend the most money. That's all. I mean, that's all it really is anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, people fight over shit.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, Thanksgiving's like the best.
It's
it
just
is.
food.
It's football, food, family, friends. I mean, it's great.
I think when your neighbor's outside tripping balls,
Is he really?
doing something, he just did a couple spins. His white hoodie on, so the reason I saw him walked outside, walked in the driveway, and turned around, then turned around again, and turned around and went back into the house.
Just
Some guy in a white hoodie over there. Right there in the
practicing
house.
his.
Oh, he's at his own house?
Yeah, it wasn't
Oh,
out
yeah.
here. He was on his side.
He's practicing his
He stayed
ballerina
on his
moves.
side of the street. But, which brings me to my only Thanksgiving gripe. I hate turkey.
I don't hate turkey, but I could definitely. I don't know, man. Like when I had my house and I did the chorizo stuffed pork loin.
Oh, see, that sounds great.
After that, it was like, does anybody? The next year when I had a bunch of people over, I go, all right, does anybody want me to make a turkey? Everybody's like, I'm like, okay, I'm making that then.
Wait, and I shouldn't say I hate turkey. You know, the big, huge turkey that they'll make that they put in the oven for 14 fucking hours.
Yeah, right. It's unnecessary.
It's unnecessary. Just get a turkey breast. It's juicier. It's better. And it takes 3 hours?
Yeah, I mean, I know. I get some people like dark meat, whatever. You know, but
Yeah, why?
yeah. I mean, usually, I did one every year.
It's so fucking dry.
I usually did one every year only because, on Christmas, I'd get a turkey.
Yeah.
And so I'd bring it home and I'd leave it. I'd put it in the deep freezer for the year. And then
Yeah.
the next Thanksgiving, I'm like, all right, well, here's the turkey that's going on from last year.
I've never actually worked at a place that gave us a turkey. The one place I worked at, they gave you certificates
Yeah.
that you could use to get a turkey. But also what you could do is, depending what store you went to, they would just take that money off your bill. They just use it as a coupon. So I could use it and get whatever the hell I wanted, grocery-wise, not get a turkey, but still get $30 off my bill.
Well, I got I don't know what I got a gift card for Meijer yesterday. That's what we get. We get a gift card
perfect.
for Meijer for a turkey or whatever.
Yeah.
But Christmas we get a ham.
Ham's great.
And we get it from that Winners down the street.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really good ham.
I get it.
They're not cheap. I
Just
mean,
get everything, all the stuff around the Thanksgiving turkey is fine. I like it all. Almost all of it. The turkey itself is the worst part to me.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I like turkey, but I
Yeah.
don't know. It's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving dinner is like a 6 of 10 for me. It's not bad. It's just not great either. It's just, but it's the feast itself. Just the amount is what makes it great.
Yeah, it just, I don't think it gets.
I like the
it gets
day.
to the
I like the day.
respect it should get.
I like to get up, watch all the pregame. Watch football, watch Lions lose. Hope that Dallas loses later on.
Watch the parade.
Now they get a third game.
I don't like the night game.
Depends. I mean,
Yeah.
it just depends on who it is, I guess. But
Because at that point, you should be going to bed because you had so much tryptophan and shit. You shouldn't be watching.
But then there we go with turkey. Are you eating turkey or?
Actually, chicken has more tryptophan than turkey. I don't know if you knew that.
No, but I've never cooked the whole chicken.
No?
No,
That's true.
I've bought a rotisserie before though. But yeah, I don't know. I like if they make it a good game. I think a couple of years ago it was like KC in Baltimore or something. That was like a really good one.
Who are the Lions playing Thanksgiving? Whatever team's going to beat them that week.
Yeah,
it's the Texans.
Really?
I think
Shit,
it's the
they might
Texans
win
again. Yeah.
They can actually win that game.
Yay. I want them to lose the rest of the season. I want them to be done. It's blow it up time, man. Sorry. Yeah. We have a quarterback that they could have built around. They can't now. It's done.
It's over.
Just start over. There's only a few teams, but there's some teams that will trade for him.
Dallas.
Yeah, or New England or somebody like that too.
Send him back home. Send him to Dallas.
Yeah.
He go there.
It's time to start over.
yeah.
It's unfortunate, but there it is.
It's time.
We had a guy, we had a coach, we were a winning team. They were still building. We could have, but they chose to. We're going to go the Patriot way, and I mean, other than the Patriots, it's never worked anywhere else.
Even now, they're not having as much luck with their draft picks as they used to have.
No, but I mean, like for 20 years,
It worked.
the Patriots were in 9 Super Bowls. So I mean,
You're trying to replicate something like that.
it never
You just
works.
can't do
I
it.
mean, look, Bill Belichick never lets his top assistants get out of town.
No.
Ask Josh McDaniel. He let him go once when he was a punk kid. Let him go and make a fool of himself in Denver. But as soon as the Indy job came up and it looked like it might be a real thing, they paid him and kept him.
Yeah. Promised him
Yeah.
Belichick's job once he was gone.
Yeah. The only reason he let that guy go, the defensive coordinator after Patricia Flores.
Yeah.
The only reason he let him go to Miami and didn't overpay him to keep him was because he's a black coach. There's not very many black head coaches out there. He gave him an opportunity to get out of there, and I think he's a good coach. I
He's
think
better than Patricia.
he's already he's got a winning season right now, his second season.
Yeah.
And I mean, they came on last year. They traded everybody away and still won games. Yep. And people thought they were in the tanking business, and they weren't. Oh. And they still got the guy they wanted.
Yep, I know.
So I mean, yeah. And now they're vying for the division.
Yeah,
no, they're beating good teams. So
I don't know what that sounded for. Beating good teams.
Beating good teams.
You're like his backup mouth. Beating good team.
Yeah, I was hype man.
That's right.
Yeah,
Al just said it.
Yep.
It's true.
So it's unfortunate, but I think it's just got to get blowed up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they need to blow the lines up.
It's blowed up. Start over. Trade any pieces that you know. Obviously, we just locked up a left tackle at a really good, reasonable rate. We got a good offensive line, you know. So
offensive line.
You know, it's time to blow up pretty much the rest of it, you know. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
So let's see. Well, you know, I'm going to be 48, so when I'm 50, I might start having something going on. They'll be like 2 years into the rebuild. So maybe by the time I'm 55, they'll be vying for a championship.
No, they'll be rebuilding again.
They'll be rebuilding, I know.
Yeah.
There'll be no vying for anything.
They'll be vying for someone to please
for the number one pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they'll get that this year.
No, they're not.
There's no way they will.
No.
Oh God, have you seen the Jets play?
Yes, once.
They actually the last week Monday Night Football was the first time they actually put up a fight against anybody.
Yeah,
and that was why because Joe Flacco is their backup. I didn't even know it.
Oh yeah,
and he basically just did what he does. I don't think he listened to what they said. I don't think they called the game. I think he just went out and called his own game because they're not that good. You know, although all three of their top receivers were out for like half the season and they all came back in the same game. So maybe that's why they looked okay and they actually put up a fight against the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah, and lost at the end. But, yeah, I mean, before they're horrible. Horrible.
Well, I only saw one part of one game. They're on Monday Night Football a few weeks ago.
How did they get two?
And Sam Darnold had a run. It was a 40-something yard run for a touchdown. I'm like, and he's quick, but he's not that quick. And like he was like outrunning defensive backs and juking, and somehow he did not get touched on that run.
I know.
I'm like, holy crap. They're going to kill him this game. And then he got hurt like a couple of plays later, and Joe Flacco came in. And I think that was the game, or maybe it was the next game. Flacco had they were in field goal range at third down. They were in field goal range, and he took a 28-yard loss on a scramble.
Oh, yeah.
On a scramble, and took them out of field goal range, which would have at that point tied the game.
Right. Yeah.
It was like 3rd and 5, and then it was like a 45-yard field goal.
Yeah.
And then he like scrambled and
28 yards out of right.
And then 28 yards and took his team out of field goal range.
That Darnold kid,
I feel bad for him because
he doesn't even have any protection.
No.
And
I think he could be decent.
I think so too, but now he's been fighting a shoulder injury,
which
now he's back on.
He sustained in that game. That's what he went out for.
And now he's back on injured reserve because of it. But yeah, I mean, see now if they get the first pick and they go and get Clemson or Ohio State or whatever quarterback ends up being number one, do you like throw a 3rd round pick out there and grab that kid? I do. You know, why wouldn't you? I mean, you still have 2 more years of pretty cheap, as a pretty cheap quarterback. You know,
yeah, and
see what you get from him because I mean, you're not getting Trevor Lawrence unless you get the number 1 pick. I mean,
no, he's going number 1.
He doesn't seem.
And
like
I don't like Justin Fields.
He doesn't seem like a really big pickup though. You know?
No,
have a lot of talent.
I mean,
he isn't even playing right now, is he?
He'll be playing this
next week.
Yeah, he was supposed to be able to play this game.
Oh, was he?
Doesn't seem.
Yeah, he just couldn't. He would because initially he missed the one game, and then they said that the Notre Dame game he wasn't playing in because of the COVID thing.
Yeah.
But that was last week. So he was supposed to be able to play whatever. Were they playing this week? They were playing this week, right?
I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know.
I think he was playing this week.
Because I know they lost, but I think
They did this week?
I think no against Notre Dame last week.
yeah.
But I think that DJ Ugalalele is a decent quarterback.
Yeah. Ugalalele.
Yeah. So
That sounds very Pacific Islander.
he is.
Yep.
He's a big dude. He's like 6'4", 250, but he runs like
Yeah, he's fast.
a much smaller person.
Yeah.
But he can also throw 70 yards without trying.
So what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's pretty
right.
good. I saw his high school tape. He's good.
Oh, they didn't play this
His
week.
mixtape.
Oh, they were off.
Yeah, they're not playing this week. They play Florida State next week.
That's why. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
But
yeah, because the ACC isn't like Big Ten. They don't have to. If you test positive for COVID, that's why Wisconsin only played one game, because it's like 21 days. You have to be out 3 weeks. You can't play.
why is it 21 days?
It's what the Big Ten decided.
Well, I mean, he was still out for 2 weeks because he didn't come back to practice till this week.
Well, but see, after
So he missed 2 games.
right,
Yeah.
but he could starting tomorrow or starting Monday. He can be with the team. He can practice with the team again.
Yeah.
So it's technically it was only like 9 days.
No, it was still 2 weeks.
It wasn't 2 full weeks.
Well, he didn't play.
That
last,
wasn't part of the. That's not how the ACC. It was like he had to pass so many tests and he had to be out so many days.
Well, because he tested, then they told DJ he was playing, and then he played that first game that they won.
But that was because he was diagnosed so late in the week that week. He was already practicing as of Wednesday that week.
Okay.
It was Thursday.
But is he back with the team practicing now?
He can starting Monday. It was like
that makes it over 2 weeks though. Yeah, it does. Because they told DJ on Friday before that game, not the Notre Dame game, the week before.
He might have already started. It might have been last Monday that he was able to start. Well, no, they didn't play this week, right? It was the Monday after the Notre Dame game he can start practicing.
So, yeah, you're right, 9 days. This is a really boring argument, though.
Yeah, it was the Monday after the Notre Dame. So they played Notre Dame last Saturday. He could start practicing with them after that because it was like 9 days total.
Did someone post this because of us?
What?
This is a meme someone just posted in one of my groups an hour ago. Not anybody listens to the show, but it's a meme about Keith David and David Keith.
Dude, wait.
If David Keith and Keith David were to star in a movie called David and Keith, where David Keith played Keith David and Keith David played David Keith, would the universe explode?
Our ideas have been stolen.
That's weird, though.
That's what always
Somebody
happens.
posted on your Facebook.
Well, it's in one of the groups. It showed in my feed, but yeah, no one that listens to our show, he's liked some of the stuff we posted before, but he doesn't listen to the show.
Somebody, yeah, he was
Thief.
Yeah, that's funny.
Thief.
somebody. It was
Stealing
alluded
it.
to by somebody.
David Keith and Keith David.
I'm stealing that and putting it on our page.
Yeah, we're stealing it.
Most of the time, that's what I do from them is steal their stuff because it's better than my stuff.
Since this episode was all over the map, that'll just be our description of the episode.
Keith David, David Keith.
Yeah,
That's a good idea, actually.
that's actually a great idea.
Just have the picture of both of them.
That's
Both
actually
guys.
a grand idea.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, it was all over the. The show has been all over the place. I mean, God hates shellfish and fags, and I mean, and I mean,
You said it.
Then we got Keith David, David Keith. We got
Molestation again for the
well,
15th episode
yeah,
about
worse.
molestation.
Pretty
Well, I mean, you can't have a show. You can't have a show without somebody trying to rape a young kid.
Talked about Amber Heard again.
Oh yes.
Well, that was more of a follow-up.
Yeah, Amber Heard, crazy. And I know there's sure danger. I still want to eat it.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
It's
true.
Yeah, crazy ass bitch.
Yeah, those are my favorite. They're my favorite.
Yeah,
They're
get
just
a
not the
bunny in
ones you bring home to mom, but they're my favorite.
Want to be famous by followers? Spam.
Is that spam?
Yeah.
Aw.
It's got all kinds of like little, italics and other stuff and different Cyrillic things going on.
Yeah,
There's some guy in Bangladesh trying to.
But it says Bruins. That's an American team.
Bruins.
The Bruins are like, you got the Boston Bruins, you got the Cal California's. Oh wait, not Cal. UCLA is the Bruins, right?
Are you gonna reply?
Yeah,
it's just
man.
unreasonable.
Thanks for the help.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
We bought some followers.
We don't do
Hey,
that
dude,
stuff.
I didn't know that. This is if I had known this, I would have never done what. You can respond to the person specifically without going across everyone's chat. I mean, I like that for general things like we're live, stuff like that. But to answer people's questions, so someone's watching on YouTube and they just see me talking to Phil or Morgan on Twitch. They're like, what the hell's going on? But I didn't know that, so that's how I do it.
Without getting too much into people's political debates and other stuff, I wanted to say something about Facebook.
Yeah, sure.
So
Sure.
sometimes what I'll do is I'll just throw $10 behind a campaign and I'll promote the newest episode of our show
Sure.
for like 3 or 4 days. So you get some extra clicks, whatever. It never really helps too much, but it gets people, that you would normally wouldn't see it. I kept trying to get our last episode promoted and it kept on rejecting it. I'm like, why is it rejecting it? It's like, oh, because it's not, you don't have it classified the right way because of the politics. And I'm like, what politics? We didn't talk about any politics. I didn't have anything about politics in the description. There was no hashtags.
Yeah, we're an apolitical show. This show is my escape from politics.
Yeah.
Nothing. In fact, the 3 hashtags I had on it were stupid shit. It's hashtag Star Trek, hashtag my own prison, because we talked about Creed for a little while, and then hashtag Xbox All Access, because that was the thing we were talking about, the rent-to-own Xbox and shit.
Right.
Nothing in the rest of the description said anything about politics. Like, oh, you can't, we're rejected because of you're posting about politics. I'm like,
We never talk
the
about
politics of Creed's reunion tour?
Yeah.
No. It would not let me do it.
I didn't know Scott Stapp was a political figure.
Well, it's
His own prison.
he's
Facebook,
in
man.
his own prison.
I know a lot of people have had trouble with Facebook in the last week or so, Frank, but I didn't want to.
Yeah.
No. So I didn't want to get too far into it, but there was nothing on there. It was just a regular episode. We talked about like Miami Vice shirt and other stuff.
Yeah, right.
Nothing.
All I said was I was watching the election with my uncle, and I wanted his Miami Vice shirt.
But that was,
I just said election, though. That's all I said.
and that was the thing. That's only if they were actually checking the transcription of the entire show, which they aren't.
They weren't.
They're basically just going based on
By
the
the
ad
way-
I was trying to create, which is just our YouTube description.
By the
Fucking
way,
bullshit.
I meant to ask, did you get the shirt?
No. I'm going to have to go get my own.
No, man.
You can just like go on Meijer and,
Yeah, I could just go to Meijer and look around.
or you could just go
There are a lot of
on
fat
their
people.
website.
My size is
Just make sure you go to, because some Meijers
But
have
I want
stuff
to trace his specifically.
well, some Meijers have different stuff than other Meijers. Make sure you find out which one he went to.
So you just wanted his shirt, and then he can go get his own.
He can go get his own.
Well, yeah,
Meijer.
he's retired. He
Well, the
can just
thing
go
was,
whenever
he
wants.
didn't even know what the shirt. He goes, really? Was it? He didn't even know what the shirt said. I said, it says Miami Vice. The old Don. He goes, I remember the show. I said, yeah.
It says Miami Vice
I didn't get
on
that.
it.
I thought it was just something that looked
I
like
just
something
thought
on
it
Miami
looked like
Vice.
it really said Miami Vice on it.
It says Miami Vice.
Oh, whoa!
Mike, you gotta get that shirt.
Mike, I don't remember him saying. Do you remember him saying that? I don't remember
No,
him saying that.
No,
I don't.
it says Miami Vice.
I thought he
when you
just
said
said
Miami Vice, I thought you meant Miami Vice style shirt.
Yeah, that's what I.
no, it says Miami Vice
That's
flat out.
awesome.
Well, now you have to have that.
Okay, I'm planning a heist.
He said he got it. He got it at Meijer.
You know what's going to happen? You're going to go through all this and be like looking at all these Meijers, and all of a sudden, like 6 weeks later, he's like, maybe it was Walmart.
Yeah, man. He'll never admit to me where he got it.
No, he's because he wants to be the only one.
I want to be the only person with a Miami Vice shirt.
If that's the case, though, Mike,
2020.
I know that house like the back of my hand. We can plan some kind of
No,
heist.
I can tell you that there's other retired big white dudes that have that Miami Vice shirt.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Well, double XL. That's my size.
I'm telling you,
So
same thing.
you get a double XL.
Double
I'm
XL,
in the
sometimes a
game.
3, but usually double.
Dale.
Yeah,
Dale, you're
double
cute
can be
sleeping.
tight. Yeah, he's also has asthma, so he'll go while he's sleeping.
Marty was like that too. Marty had a breathing problem.
He opened his eyes when he started talking about his asthma problem.
Yeah.
It's like you're talking about shit.
Being obese, even before he got obese, he did that. So
Yeah. My mod, she had a heavy breathe when she.
yeah.
Yeah. You got software up there, Mike.
So, I know I got all kinds of stuff, but
I don't think we're getting a phone call from Phil or anything this week.
no, I don't think we are.
So
we're gonna. Why don't we just wrap it up?
this is the shortest show we've ever done.
Shortest show in a while. But next week, I'll actually write some stuff down.
Yeah, I will. I mean, I wrote 3 things down.
Well, I mean,
I didn't have.
I came to the table with God Hates Shrimp.
You did.
So I think we're gonna clip that.
God Hates Shrimp.
God Hates Shrimp.
Somebody's gonna check it out just for that.
God Hates Shrimp. David Keith. We got some zingers in there.
Yeah, I think it was
Every
decent.
episode doesn't have to be 3 hours. Also, every episode it can be longer. Because I thought about last week, I know we talked to Phil for a little bit after. We can do bonus content if it's good.
Yeah.
We keep going, and then if if we feel like everything was super strong for 2 hours, we can do a 2 hour. We can do a 4. It doesn't matter.
Click on for bonus features.
Bonus features. This is for you subscribers.
Are you gonna click on the link from VT Bruins?
Yeah.
No.
We got
I'm sure that'd be porn.
We got the man from
Don't actually click
from
on it.
Utah. He's out here giving a filling. That's what PH.
Go to his house or the fill-in station.
Yeah.
Oh, he is making noise.
Yeah, he does. It sounds like he's
Yep.
he's got asthma.
Your asthmatic cat.
Yeah.
Weezer.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Radio Underground.
Yo.
Come back next week.
Yep.
And don't eat shrimp because you'll burn in hell for eternity.
Fiery pits of hell.
Fiery pit. Let me make sure I'm on the right soundboard.
Peace,
I don't wanna hit
love,
the
and hell.
No, it would have been the opera. It would have been the opera thing, not the outro. So I got to switch that up. But hold on. Bear with me, folks.
We're bear.
I'm literally going to end
We're
the
like a
show.
bear
We're
that's
bearing.
tearing up 42 young
We're
lads
like bears that are
for making fun of
female
bald
bears
people.
that are tearing up 42 lads for calling bald people bald.
Get on, bald head.
Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground.